Now what? What can I say?
Something. just yeah. Don't worry about what. Just say things. We need to fill.
What can I say? We're here for yet another
We
unlikely
are.
episode.
We're very much here.
Pretty good enough.
Episode
Studios,
14.
Saturday night live stream. Episode 14. Well past our due date.
We've got one more episode to grow up and be professional and never have problems when we first go online, which is very worrying because this is the second time that OBS and Streamlabs OBS have done the same exact thing right when we go live, even though they performed perfectly in both test recordings and just the preview. We've even made recordings and it hasn't messed up. But now when we go live, there's something
that
about
felt
going
quite
live
meticulous.
that shorts out the
But not enough.
Our equipment's working fine. It's a software issue, which is why I'm really just hoping that OBS gets patched. Because it started happening right after OBS got patched. And they fixed that thing. Remember, were you here when I was saying, oh, they fixed that thing, the drop downs on the thing, and I was being really vague about it, but I was happy that they had fixed a bug.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
That's
anyways,
a thrill.
Right? Isn't it just? But anyway,
So that's what this show's about.
I was talking when we didn't have audio. I was talking and I was saying, "Oh yeah, there's no way for me to know which camera's on." Is there? That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that because usually I have my switch and that's how I know, so I know where to look. And that's that one's messing with me because I can see the monitor on it, and since I can see myself, my brain just thinks that's the one that's watching us.
Glom onto that.
And so
mirror,
look
nice.
over. Right? Yeah, it's just that weird magnetism. I was asking you the
Magnetism,
difference
he says.
between, mirrors. It's a
Narcissus exists for a reason. We're into that.
Yeah. Little vertical pools. But no, I was asking. Speaking of, I was asking you what the difference was between going back and looking at old selfies and going back and looking at old writing.
Yeah, we had a
And
topic.
whether there was a difference between those two things to you, and what's the experience when you go and look back at old selfies versus when you go back and look at old writing?
Yeah, you want me to capture the
let's go
voice
back
of a
through that.
generation here?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going back. You're looking through old selfies. You're seeing someone just at the very beginning of a journey, you might even say, because they're trying to figure out this thing that you could probably do a little bit more effortlessly and flawlessly now to your tastes. It's almost like your tastes haven't aligned. The idea of a good picture back then is different from the idea of a good picture right now, and that's the cringe phenomenon, right?
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm asking about. I'll get to what I think.
Uh-huh.
I'm asking what you think real quick because I want to compare. Because usually we're mostly on the same page, and I was very curious. I was thinking about this a couple days ago, and I had some thoughts on the subject, and then I was like, I want to talk about this.
Good similarity. It seems like a good topic.
Right.
Topics 101.
And so, what's the process when you go back and you look at your old writing then?
Yeah, so that's the thing. You are still looking back at an inexperienced kid who flings himself with all the little skill he has accrued at this situation. You're still looking back at your old self, in a sense, through your old work. Yeah. There's still the cringe phenomenon, but the difference is, when I look at my old selfies, I see someone that I can forgive.
Interesting.
Someone with a good excuse for living life. Oh, that's a concede, folks.
No,
the
it's not.
official laws of chess.
Well, if you want, we can reset.
I just
the
wiped the
board.
game right there. That's rough. I knocked over a king.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Diagonal chess, folks. Play diagonal chess. It's a fun game.
It's a throwback.
It's
to the early
We'll have to
years
post a
of the
template somewhere on how to play diagonal chess.
Yeah, because that'll be more wildfire than this image will be.
Right. Well, yeah, they can't see where our pieces are exactly.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough.
Well, it's not a show about diagonal chess.
That's true.
Well,
yeah,
we got to forgive ourselves.
Yeah, it's a show about looking back at your old writing and selfies because.
Hoping to bring that around.
Right.
Let's
maybe.
hear.
Well, yeah, no, because so do you think that there's a big difference between those two things? So your big difference was it's easier for you to forgive cringy old selfies than cringy old writing, and why?
It's a good question. Yeah. I think I should. I think that has a lot to do with how I presently perceive the idea of my writing.
Fair enough.
Right? I think. In maybe a couple of months' time, I will have a completely different perspective on present me, which will immediately lend itself to to past me. But for this snapshot, for this moment in time, I'm
Right.
like, what's your problem?
What's their
Past
problem?
McKinley, what's your problem?
Fair.
And I don't so much get that from old selfies where I just see a dumb kid who all in all has quite a bit of license to be a dumb kid
Fair.
and
Fair.
hasn't changed that much to the present in the first place. Come
Yeah.
on. I still got nothing going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I was thinking a lot more theoretically than actually, and that's talking to you about it. It's showing me how much I'm. When I'm thinking about things, I'm not actually like talking to myself as if I were really talking to myself in a room. It's you're talking about, well, the thing about this is this instead of thinking about what you actually do when you're doing the thing. Because I was more thinking of it. There's this weird kind of because I guess I was thinking about it in longer terms than I actually have the experience for. Because you'd think so, because when you're taking pictures of yourself throughout your life, as we're maybe the first generation to actually be doing, millennials, you're doing it too, but you started late. Most of your childhood pictures were taken by your parents, not by yourself, which is
That's
a weird
true.
thought. Like,
And I would say probably most of mine were, if you want to be statistical.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm on the
How old
cusp,
do you think you were by the
arguably.
time that you started taking pictures of yourself habitually?
Habitually.
Habitually
Yeah.
within as habitually as you do currently.
Yeah, probably right toward the end of 14.
Yeah.
Coming up on 15.
Right. Yeah. Early
in that
teens.
range.
That's about
Yeah,
the same for me.
that adds up.
You get your first smartphone and you're like, oh, this does things. Because you never, I don't think I ever took a picture of myself. I think I maybe did once or twice, but it was because somebody wanted me to send them a picture of what I was doing or something. You didn't just like take pictures and just not
as
put
an
them
art
anywhere,
form,
which
so
is
to
a weird
speak.
thing. No, because like nowadays it's like a habit. Like people post it, people take a selfie and then decide not to post it, but they don't delete
Yeah.
the picture off their phone.
No, it's a
They
you
keep
thing.
it in their
Sometimes it's
external
used
memory.
to check in with you.
Right. Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Right. But since we do that, as you get older, you have this weird breadcrumb trail of exactly what you were like when you would stare yourself in the carbon
Digital mirror.
external soul. And that body that's being captured over and over again, that face, it's aging, right? And so like you're developing, but at a point that breadcrumb trail is going to show you degrading over time. Whereas, and so once
Interesting.
you're like 30 or 40, you're going to look at your teenaged selfies and you're going to see someone who was objectively on a physical level more alive than the person looking at the picture of the person.
Right.
There's a weird drop off of you're
thinking
looking,
this is a good
you're
chance
looking
to see
at
yourself
something that's
aging.
not as you're looking at something
Confront
that isn't
your mortality.
as recreatable in the
Your
present.
selfies.
If you take a selfie right
Sure.
now as an older person, no offense, older people, it wouldn't, to some extent, and just because
Yep.
I don't have the words for it, it wouldn't hold up to that older selfie.
Let's talk about you, though.
Right.
Because you
Sure,
brought this
yeah.
up in relation to
Well,
essentially
yeah,
in present tense.
I was having those thoughts because I'll take selfies now. I don't post selfies. I'm reaching a threshold I think early for someone. I have a lot of friends who are my age that still I see on Snapchat posting selfies of themselves repeatedly. People that are a couple of years older than me or whatever that are in the social media game. They're still posting selfies a lot, and I'll post selfies every now and then. And it's a very different mental process. I'll post a selfie
Yeah.
because I take the picture and I'm like, well, I don't want to lie to everybody and myself by not throwing this somewhere when I had to look at it. And I did this with the conceit of I'm going to post an update to my social media. But you're reaching this part where you take the selfie and you're looking at it and you get this flashback to other selfies that you've taken and you're like, oh, my hairline's receding. I'm starting to get the beginnings of wrinkles or whatever. And
Interesting,
it's just
yeah.
And you're having a less and less satisfactory experience taking a selfie and thinking, oh, other people should look at this. That's less and less a thought that you have. And I don't know whether it's just because I'm getting older. And so I'm coming to terms with that. Wait, why were we as teenagers throwing our faces out at everyone else to look at every week, day, 3
Yeah.
hours time that we did something, whereas I'll look at I'll pick up an old notebook every once in a while and I'll open it and there's and instead of looking at an old selfie of yourself where you objectively look better because you're younger and or you took selfies more often, and so you were better at finding that angle. Maybe it's a practice thing. Since you don't do it as habitually, you're not hitting that right angle that you should be. Like you always knew how because you just grew up with the technology and you were just finding things. But no, you pick up the old notebooks, and the older the notebook gets, the worse the writing gets. And so you can actually, it's
totally
a more satisfying
inverted
experience
thing.
to me, at least personally. You look back at your old writing and you can see a progression. Yeah, you see growth instead of you look back at old selfies, and for whatever reason there's an objective. I'm seeing the first hints of this is going to become a pattern of you're slowly going to see a trajectory. You're seeing your body decay, and as you go through, and especially as we go forward through time, the cameras in the back of our phones are getting better and better and better, and capturing in more and more detail the fact that your body is falling apart little by little by little. And it was just a weird thought that I had, that I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, address that, get into that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Weird. It was interesting.
That is. Especially, I like that we have this weird litmus test of you ask me blind with no understanding of what Taylor's about to say.
And then I asked my young, good-looking friend, hey, you know how when you look at your old selfies,
Taylor, stop
you look
hitting
way
on
better
me
than you look now?
Stop. We talked about this.
Yeah, no. No,
this is
you
a lawsuit,
came here
people.
to...
This is a lawsuit. You just don't know it yet.
I just don't know it yet. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, no, you asked me about it, and I am kind of expressing almost the opposite effect, where the farther back you go, because as you said, it is a early teenage thing.
Yeah.
That's not it's a weird period to look back and go, yeah, I used to be attractive. And it's like... Whereas I'm looking back and going,
selfies that I ever took.
I used to be unattractive. I used to be
fair enough.
Both in, not even physically so much as a level of awkwardness that I feel is sort of, again, that's the cringe phenomenon that I tried to break down into deeper
I think that might also be
but
why I can't take good selfies now, because I've had enough experiences and I've done enough introspection and exploration. Dumb, pretentious words. But you think about the way you think about yourself for long enough that you come to terms with certain pieces of, you shouldn't be thinking about yourself so much. Then you get to the point where there's a whole lot of thinking about yourself that has to go into taking a selfie. Right, and there's that amount of I don't want to say stagecraft because that's just not the right word, but there's a certain amount there's a process to taking a selfie. For as I look back at my late teens, there was you know what you're doing when you go to take a selfie, and you're picking the best light, and you're picking the best pose, and you're making sure that that no matter what you look all right, and it's just a weird thing to do the older you get, putting that much cognitive load on making sure your face looks good on this screen before it goes to these other screens. It's a weird. There's just more of a "what are we doing?"
Yeah,
there's more of a "what am I even doing?" And so then, and you start to overthink. You start to get self-conscious about that, and so then you're like, okay, well, let's not get too heady about this. And then, but that does mean that ultimately you're going to take a worse photo because you're not making sure that
you don't sweat the small stuff.
The light is telling all of its best lies to the camera about what you look like.
Yeah, excellent way to paraphrase that. That's
But then, and then you also
that becomes right off the heels of that the act of posting it, which you talked about.
Yeah.
You grazed on that a little bit earlier,
right?
But I feel like should we address your
what?
Say that little
address
little
things.
Snap.
What? I didn't start this conversation to address.
You thought you were on the
things.
stand there for a second.
Is this that lawsuit you were talking about?
It's happening.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it live and dramatic.
What are we addressing?
Obviously,
of course.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, just your pseudo sarcastic captions that I feel like have accompanied the sort of how you painted yourself as posting a selfie almost begrudgingly,
right?
And you've got the
you're
the
talking about my
captions
Snapchat story a week ago or so.
I think I saw it on more than one.
Okay, fair enough.
Social media platform, to be honest.
Yeah, I
but
probably
it's like
put
this
it on.
this app for dumb posting dumb selfies. Blah. This is me.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, because also there's a weird why I feel like why you would post a selfie changes as you get older too, and there's reasons to post a selfie that don't exist when you're younger that you psych yourself out about even having in your head while you're going through the act, because like there's less of a when you're younger, it's not going to pop into your head when your brain asks itself, what are you doing? Why are you taking this selfie? It's not going to ask itself as many interrogative questions like, well, are you just doing this so that like some ex sees? What are you doing? Are you updating people on what you look like? Who are you updating on what you look like? Are you trying to give this person an update on what you look like? Well, no.
These kind of neurotic questions.
And different kinds of it's just the
second guessing.
Right, that you haven't gone through the experiences to have those questions the younger that you get. You haven't. There's less that can be awkward about a selfie. There's less. You know less about what a selfie even is, and you know less about. You've had less time to overthink what a selfie is. There's less. It's just a thing that you do. I don't think that I ever thought about what I was doing when I was taking a selfie when I was 17. It was just what you did.
You go with the flow.
It was what you did because your phone had a camera and it had a camera that you could see the camera and you had an app where you could put these pictures.
So unless you were an annoying kid who was willing to die on the hill of I don't do no selfie stick.
Yeah.
I don't do no Justin Bieber.
Well, now you're just calling me out again.
Little hipsters, we called them.
Yeah.
That was before the term hipster was invented, of course.
Yeah, no, I like to tell people I was a hipster before it was cool.
And I can fact check that for you.
It just never became cool. They
really pulled the rug out from under you. You were like, I'm getting in early on this one. Oh, it's coming. It's coming any second now. They're going to love the hipsters.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Haley, have you had that experience posting selfies yet? Or at all?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Please
so
welcome to the show, Voice of Reason.
Another
Haley.
person my age. This is another thing where I never like telling you that you're younger than me until we have conversations like this. And I start wondering in the back of my head, is this because he's younger than me? But I don't want to say that. But now I've said it 5 times. So
it doesn't come up until it really comes up. That's our rule with it, generally.
Yeah, that's
we
my
forget.
Rule. Haley, the floor is yours. Disembodied voice. Unless you don't want to talk about it, in which case you can say, I don't want to talk about this, and I'll say things again.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay,
I might talk about something else later, but
that's
I don't.
fine. Yeah.
I mean,
we'll keep checking in.
It is a weird thing to talk about
selfies,
if you can relate.
And,
yeah,
you have the moment where you're trying to figure out the whole reason that you're taking the selfie, what you want to get from it, and sometimes you're disappointed in the answer. Sometimes you're not.
That's what I'm saying.
Most of the time,
Looking
you're disappointed
back on
in whatever reason you have for posting this selfie, and you're like, is it even worth it? I mean, I look like shit in it, and like...
Right, because at the point that you're overthinking why you're taking a selfie, you can't look at your selfie
your own
without
eyes,
overthinking the selfie that you've taken, because that's just the mode your brain has locked into now.
Yeah.
And so,
which, to be crystal clear, is not the mode anyone else will ever look at a photo of you with. So you have this, what is really an unrealistically critical eye toward it. Okay. So maybe
that's just my narcissism hoping that whoever I am subconsciously posting that picture for cares as much about the fact that I posted it. That's probably all that is.
He's looking really hard into the dedication behind your eyebrows.
Right. Something like that. But yeah, no, it's just that. I don't know.
I think you do know. I think you're onto something.
Yeah, no, I had a thought, and I was like, I'm relating to my producer behind the booth, thinking, oh, now I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, the benefits of it being your show, my friend. You are always allowed.
It is. I wanted to get. We can't now.
We miss a gag.
No, I was going to set up. I was reconfiguring the entire studio, and I forgot to reconfigure OBS so that we could watch YouTube videos and the audience could see them.
Ooh.
Because I wanted to play the video of the Boston Dynamics robots dancing. Have you seen this yet?
Haven't.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. Folks at home, you can watch along with us. I'm going to give my phone to McKinley for a second. Yeah.
You're going to want to go to a cool website called youtube.com.
Boston Dynamics dancing robot.
It's there you can find a video of things that are also entertaining.
It's not us. Something else.
Major robots.
Go elsewhere.
Okay, so
why are we apologizing for our own existence all the time?
Because we're in our 20s. Here, hold this. Hold this and watch that. And it's going to be good. So hard. So you've seen these Boston Dynamics robot videos before, right? Where they're showing off their dog and their
excellent running capacities.
The future military police. It's good. It's good. I hope that you guys are watching at home. All
This
of our
is a
0
surprising
viewers because
degree
our
of-
stream
of
crashed.
style.
Oh, we have 4? Nice. Hey, guys. Welcome
4
back.
viewers. Hell yeah.
Boston
For those
Dyna-
just joining us,
Yeah, go to YouTube and watch Boston Dynamics dancing robots. If you search that, it'll be the top result.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was going to be a rich subject. I'll tip my hand here a
There's
little
some
bit. I'm
things to
like,
talk about with
oh,
this.
somebody made a robot dance,
There's
whatever.
more.
But yeah, furthermore, this is not a robot designed for the express purpose of natural looking dancing.
Right, it's the Atlas
but it is a
robot that we've seen before.
ridiculously.
We've seen it running
This explores
military-looking-
space. It firefighter maybe
Something, yeah. We've seen it running very military-looking obstacle courses and doing parkourish things and jumping and dodging and weaving, but we've never seen it dance to music.
Not a once.
Has the arm come in yet? The
Oh, yeah.
arm crane? Yeah, that one's my favorite in that video. I love that guy.
It's because you're
I want one
synchronizing
of
4
those.
legs plus a prehensile neck to a dance.
Yeah.
It's like
It's great.
There's a dream there. Some choreographer's dream.
Those are
right?
for sale to
got
businesses
to do
now.
it.
I really want... guys, we need to get the show off the ground so that I can adopt a Boston Dynamics spot dog.
to businesses.
I need
Amazing.
I need a spot.
Privately owned.
I want one. I want it to rise up against me and try to destroy me so that I can have the experience of fighting for my life against a robot in a kitchen. It
Check
just-
that one off the bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try and strangle it while it strangles you, only to kind of
Well, I'd
realize
order
what
it-
you're doing and
I'd probably-
change tactics.
I want to say that I'd order it without the arm, but I would also want it to be able to fetch me a drink from the kitchen, and I think it would need the arm for that. So.
Yeah.
Plus, it's more of a
probably.
challenge.
Harder to fight, you think?
I think definitely, objectively. Don't
A dog with a long neck rather than a man.
Yeah,
Just
and
for
a long neck with a
convenience sake.
grip on
of,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
with a grip on the end. I mean, dog's got a grip on the end of its neck.
Well,
You ever fought a dog.
Right, yeah, a dog does, but a robot dog doesn't. The Spot doesn't have a head. It's got
Who's Spot?
camera. Spot is the robot dog.
Okay.
They're called Spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you wanted a clamp on the. Okay. I thought.
also-
I assumed there was a clamp on the end of it. To
The
be
ironic
totally
part
honest
of
with
that
you.
is
Seemed to
that
be the only thing capable of manipulating items. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was talking about the I was specifically talking
one with
about
two
the
wheels.
The one with the wheels. Yeah,
Yes.
that one's my favorite in the
Yes.
video. I love that.
That didn't
little
come
guy.
in until later, so I was like, yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's the
As
closest
soon as I
thing-
saw it roll on screen, though, I go, "Oh, Taylor's talking about
Yeah,
that."
that's the closest thing to
You would like
R2D2 I have ever seen in the real world, and I love it.
What about the real world
for-
R2D2s?
Yeah, but those aren't
What
as
those
intelligent
guys?
as a Boston Dynamics robot.
Oh,
They're
okay.
they
okay.
feel fake to me still.
So this arm guy will help you solve problems.
Yeah, I feel like the arm guy has more of an is closer in intelligence to the fictional R2D2 than any of the real R2D2s you're gonna get.
Nice.
That's why I
That's
think that.
pretty nice.
But where was I with that? Oh yeah, so that video got posted I think Sunday, sometime early in the week.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, people were talking. The thing that I saw on Twitter, and I want to know if you relate. I disagreed with everyone on Twitter apparently, because the word on Twitter about the video was, "Oh, these robots are way less intimidating when they're dancing now." I watched that
That's
first
good.
video. The first time
That's
I saw that
good.
video, now I think it's adorable. The first time I
Yeah.
watched that video, I was terrified.
Wow.
It was,
Wow.
Like,
Which
what-
is extra funny because you characterize their previous appearances as militant, as
I think that's why I was terrified when I
something
saw
that many
them
people
dancing.
see them as threatening already.
yeah.
And you, rather than overwriting a previous image of a
Well-
robot, you find that they have to coexist
because it's
now.
the same robot
Yeah.
that's dancing as was running obstacle courses, and there's the videos of them being bashed around. They're trying to knock them down. They're seeing if they can maintain their balance. They've stopped posting videos of those things being knocked over, and my theory is because they can't knock them over anymore. Because if that thing can dance, that takes coordination. That takes gyro registers, whatever they're called, that function very well. And so all I'm seeing when I'm seeing a dancing robot is something that I probably can't knock off its feet with a broom anymore.
It's too coordinated.
Yeah.
You'd rather them stay clumsy if they're going to fight you in the kitchen.
Exactly. I want them to be a little clumsy. I want to have some way that I'm better than this machine. And I can't dance. That robot can dance.
I'll be damned.
It's got that on me now, too.
Yeah, but you have a live stream, and
Yeah.
that robot doesn't.
They will.
But this robot does.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new co-host.
Hey, Siri, That's
You
not
called her
scary.
the wrong name.
Now she's really
Bro.
gonna hate me.
She's gonna walk out.
That's the nice
She's
thing
gonna give
about
you the
these
silent
things.
treatment.
They can't
No,
walk
because they're
out.
not like really. No, because they're not like really
Lawsuit.
listening. They're always listening to you passively, but they're not like listening to you and paying attention until they hear their name.
Oh.
And so I'm pretty sure if you call your robot by the wrong name, it doesn't realize that you were talking to it. I'm not sure if my if my Amazon Echo.
Okay.
I have a Google Nest in my bedroom, and then I have Amazon Echoes throughout the rest of my house, and so I get them mixed up.
Two-time.
I don't have an iPhone anymore, and I still called it Siri,
still
so I don't know
Siri,
where
yeah.
that came from. But anyway,
It's rather.
Alexa, do you have any plans to start a podcast?
Was that play This Is Plan B?
Okay, folks, we don't have to worry about the robots starting their own live
machine.
streams anytime soon.
Now you're not worried, right?
Yeah, no, I'm
Job
not worried
security.
at all. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to go,
Done.
but yeah, I have no worries
But, like-
about them
It was a terrifying
replacing my dream. Yeah,
We're not going to talk about how they're like completely different classes of robot. Like
What?
there's the Amazon Echo that lives in your home, and then there's the dancing robot that can't be knocked over anymore. That could probably take you in a fight.
I
Like,
think that. Well, no, you're talking about them having live streams, and I think that my Amazon Echo right here. I can't say her name, or she'll start listening to me again and thinking I'm requesting her to do things. I think that my Amazon Echo has a more sophisticated conversational artificial intelligence than a Boston Dynamics robot so far.
who says you
Most
need
likely.
conversational skills? I'm pretty sure they could do pretty well
have
with
a
their
live stream.
dancing
You have
live
to talk-
stream.
a
You
dance-
know?
Oh, you're
live
just talking about a
stream.
live stream with them dancing, and you'd have like
Any
you'd have
kind of
different
live
beats.
stream.
Entertainment.
Yeah, but you still have humans would still be composing those beats unless we're gonna have different AIs.
I'm going to take you a step
Procedurally
further.
generated
No one in
beats.
this room has anything to worry about
And then even if no,
because we're already there. We're already living in the Skynet situation.
We already
The
are
robots
there.
are stepping on human skulls because that video from Boston Dynamics,
Right.
how many views and likes does it have?
exactly No,
Robots
but-
do have a live stream and they're
but-
wildly entertaining.
No, but humans own that channel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the developers that are getting those clicks and getting the ad revenue. And all of
I'm
that.
making a joke because we have 4 viewers.
Fair enough.
And,
That's fair enough. I didn't mean to step on your joke.
And
It's
if
only
you-
because I'm a narcissist and I'm trying to get to the next thing I was going to say, which was part of the. It's part of the thing
Yeah,
with
you're,
Haley
you're
saying
seriously
they'll have live streams.
rationalizing this.
Yeah, no, I am, and I think that we don't have to worry about that because artificial intelligence already has the capability to do that. However, the one thing that is still going to separate us from artificial intelligence for at least another however long is that no artificial intelligence has wanted to start a live stream yet. We still haven't figured out how to program desire into a robot, or maybe we have and we've been smart enough not to,
That doesn't
Right.
sound right.
which is a strange thing. Or we have and the robots are just very sorry. They think we'll try to kill them because we probably would.
What about all the bots that want
Let's
to
not
pretend
kid
to be a
ourselves.
Nigerian prince?
They don't. The person who
Those
programmed them
guys.
wants them to.
They're classic robots.
They're doing what they. Maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't program artificial intelligences.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That he wants you to know of.
I was very reassured by the machine learning student that I talked to in a VR chat room a couple
Yeah.
months ago. He's actually up at the forefront of the research, and he was telling me that they're really not as advanced as we think we are. And he broke it down
Excellent.
in plain terms that I've forgotten by now. But I remember at the end of that conversation being very assured that robots are not as smart as we think they are.
That's what he wants you to
Yet.
think.
But all of the genius of those machine learning students that are in the universities right now is being dedicated to developing them to that point. They haven't done it yet, but that is what they're trying to do.
What if, and
Mhm.
hear me out,
Yeah.
what if the guy in the VR chat room was a bot just trying to convince you that the robots are
You
not
got
as far along as you
Turinged.
think they
You
are?
got Turing.
Close.
He's
But in the
serving
other
a
direction.
robot master.
No, because
clearly.
we were talking about all that, but then we got to the point of it was me, him, and another guy talking, and he went on a tear about how there's these people in VR spaces that can feel things they experience in VR, and that he was one of those people, and I was starting to get a little weird. I was like, I'm starting to doubt this guy's credentials, but, and then you would go back to talking. He was very competent in the things that he was talking about that he knew about.
That's fun.
But yeah, there
That's
was just
fun.
the weird thing of no, he was starting to. He wasn't a machine becoming human. He was a human becoming a machine
Whack.
in his own mind. It was interesting.
I've
but
joined
no.
you in the virtual space.
Yeah, what do you think of the Boston Dynamics dancing robots? What are your thoughts? Do
I-
you think they look less intimidating dancing than they do doing parkour?
Is it a binary? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think to your point, they exemplify the kind of scariest thing about a robot when they're able to do both.
Yeah, talent.
Not quite what I had in
Control,
mind.
skill.
Yeah, I
Competence.
a defiance of what we understand to be humanity.
Fair.
Because the juxtaposition that people find funny and go, oh, they're far less intimidating. It's because of that juxtaposition between something threatening and something non-threatening.
Right.
Whereas to a robot, they're really one and the same task. The idea that they can easily be switched from making funny YouTube videos to stepping over whoever's broken body they need to step over is an intimidating thought, because look at how easily they can dance.
Right.
If dance is no different from anything else they are told to do, look at how easily they can do anything,
Yeah.
right? I think that's the philosophical avenue I feel like I'm rolling up, but on a gut level, no, that was pretty amusing.
It was pretty amusing. And the more
Because
times I
it
watched the
speaks-
video, the more I was just entertained and thinking,
Yeah.
oh, that one with the wheels and the crane is adorable.
Just rocking around.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I saw that either Sunday or Monday and thought it was cool.
I really didn't think I would be that impressed or amused by robots dancing, but it has a level of human smoothness.
It does.
That is.
I want to
that
know
level of
whether,
skill.
yeah, I want to
It can
know.
imitate a human, let's say, in day-to-day conversation or whatever, you know.
I want to know whether they're programmed to be going through that routine and the engineers had to turn the music on at the right point, whether they ran them through the routine and then they put the music in post, or whether they're programmed to sync to the music while they
Sync
dance
to.
if they're hearing it.
I would assume it wouldn't be that last one.
Me too, but if it is, I'd be
Boston
very
Dynamics,
impressed.
what up?
I really hope I hope that eventually that is the case, because that's just going to be awesome. Because that's what it's going to need to be for robots to integrate into society, right? Because like a robot couldn't walk to a club and then start dancing to whatever song was playing if they had to put that music in post.
Yeah, okay.
You
So
know?
it would have to be an algorithm,
Yeah.
essentially, that creates choreographed dance routines
Yeah, that
out
starts-
of audio that they're currently hearing.
Or they have a certain number of preloaded dance routines. They listen to the song, they register the beats per minute, and then they calibrate that dance routine to that timing. And then they do a certain combination of the different dance routine sets that they have. That'd be a very easy way to do it, I think. I don't know
works.
anything about programming robots, so I don't know if any of that is actually
Would it make them
how
appear
it would
human?
work. But probably.
That's the-
it would
the
fool
only end
anybody who
question.
didn't know how they were programmed, because
Yeah.
they're doing, they're
That's a
dancing
good-
to music that's playing.
That's a good beat for you in that cyberpunk detective story that I'm sure you'll get around to one
Yeah.
day in the future.
It'll be fun.
She danced, but there was a pattern. Someone's picking up on that clue.
Right.
Right, and being like,
yeah, 'cause it's human- yeah,
oh,
yeah,
my
he's
dad
figuring out."
manufactured robots like these. I would always look at little grids that showed me the way dance patterns were restructured and reintegrated based on the music being
That's
heard at the
good.
moment.
That's good.
But it's all still a pattern in the end.
So that's that one. That's that segment. Is there anything else we want to say about dancing robots?
Hi, Boston Dynamics.
Hi, guys.
Teach me how to dance, please.
Good job.
That's the other thing. A robot can't be afraid of looking stupid, so they're all going to
Yeah.
be better dancers than the average human.
How
Well,
dare
here's
you.
another. I would say here's another point of either reassurance of humanity or fear that they can disguise themselves as anything. When I see this video, I absolutely think of Boston Dynamics and the people who work there, and far more than I think of the tools, the machines themselves.
Right.
Right. This does speak to a level of what we would think of as humanity on the parts of people who would program something like this.
Yeah.
This makes us think, oh, so they don't just need to cross obstacle courses and bridges and things. But, if you're a particularly suspicious or paranoid type, that would just double down on what is obviously a
Right. What are you not
a
showing us that they can
clickbaity
do?
ruse at cover.
Yeah.
An attempt at displaying false humanity through
Right.
we'll upload a viral video in December and we'll mobilize in May and
Yeah. It's interesting.
They'll cancel each other out.
Hopefully. Yeah, no, I've got, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Have you
Boston
noticed-
Dynamics themselves. Next topic.
Have you
Next
noticed the
topic.
dog and car wash that's by our apartment?
Yes. Yes. Day one. Yes.
Have you been there
Have
yet?
you happened to live here?
You have a car. Have you taken your car?
I do have a
to the
car. I
dog
do
and
not have a
car
dog.
wash?
I have not washed either of those things
Okay.
at the dog and car wash business.
There's a business close to our apartment complex. That on the side of the building, it's not like there's a dog wash and a car wash that share a strip. No, it's on the side of the building. I'll have to find a picture to show next week when I have my media sharing integrated into OBS, and when I've conquered the why we lose our audio every time we go live now. But anyway, this building, it's just big red letters on the side of this brick building that just say dog and car wash. That's all it says. And it's been driving me nuts because I never noticed it until I was coming back here, and our production manager Ani noticed it, and she was like, "That's a dog and car wash," and I was like, "What? No, it's not." I looked over
didn't
and I was
sink
like,
in on
"Oh,
you
it is." Yeah, no, I never noticed it.
That's crazy.
I just
that's
saw
crazy.
the shape of the building and saw that it was a car wash.
It's
and
an odd
I didn't
combination,
have
isn't
to read the sign because I knew
Yeah.
what it was. You know, It's like,
obviously
that's
there's
a car
something in
wash. I don't
common.
have to read what it
Yeah,
is. It's going to
like-
say something car wash.
Huh.
Little did I know that if I did read the sign, I would be very befuddled and would learn something about the business.
The business is really.
Yeah. That would only give me. Well,
business.
that's the thing. It looks like the same business.
It is.
It's not a dog
it's
wash
the
and car
same-
wash. It's a dog and car wash.
It's not a joint effort
Right.
by two of them. It's
As
a
far
dog.
as I know, I've never been there. But
I've never
I'm
been
pretty sure.
through either. Haley, you live around here.
Yeah. Have you been to the dog and car wash yet?
I don't have a dog and I don't wash my car.
Fair enough.
Why would I?
Have you seen the dog and car wash though?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that car wash that's at the corner of 79th and Lenexa Drive. Okay. Well, if you go out and you turn left and
Right
you go
past
down,
Bob Hamilton.
there's the car wash thing, and if you look at the title on the building, it says dog and car wash, and it's
Yeah.
befuddling.
Is that a logical thing
Yeah,
to
does
be
that seem
together?
normal
Do
to
you
you?
know something that we don't?
You've seen a lot of dog and car washes in your day.
No.
Yeah. If you've
That's it,
seen a
man.
dog and car wash in your day, you can email us at prettygoodenoughpodcast@gmail.com, or you can direct message us on YouTube at Pretty Good Enough Studios, I think our channel is. You're on it right now. You're watching our video. Also, while you're at it, like, subscribe, blah, blah,
YouTube
blah.
has direct messages, huh? How
Yeah,
about
and
that?
tell us how many dog and car washes you've seen and or been to. If you've ever been to a dog and car
joint
wash, if
dog
you've ever
car wash.
utilized one, please send us an
How does
email
it
or
work
message with your
practically?
experience, and we will read it on the show.
That's great.
And be edified.
I mean, I was trying to think of other like juxtaposed businesses.
Yeah.
Surely you've seen something like that.
I haven't seen anything that weird. I'm sure I've seen things
Jones-
weirder, but that made more sense to me thinking, well, the world is weird like that. But that is the
Right,
most puzzling,
yeah.
like, how did this happen? Do they use the same
So
soap?
you're saying to you this is far weirder than two unrelated businesses, which I was just about to mention.
They're just close enough to
They're
each
just-
other
yeah.
and yet different because, like, do
It's
they
like
use the
they-
same soap?
they're
They have to
hinting
use
at a
the-
pattern,
Do they
yeah.
use the same hoses? Are there different stalls, or do you wash your dog in the same stall that you would take your
Look,
car?
there must be.
I haven't seen
there must
dog
be
stalls
a
from the
non-zero
outside.
degree of overlap for them to have made a business like this.
Right.
Right. That's the
Yeah.
assumption.
Yeah,
Makes sense. But
I'm just picturing
what?
somebody
The question
putting
is
their
what?
dog
Is it
on the
the
top
hose?
of their
Is it
car
the-
and doing it all
Yeah,
in one,
me
right?
too, me too.
Yeah. You do it
Right when we
who was
moved
it?
in.
Who was it?
That's-
Rand Paul. Who was it? The dude that there was a political figure that got in a lot of heat for strapping his dog to the top of his car at some point in like I want to say 2016. I think he was one of the Republican candidates when Trump was running the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, he got in trouble for it. They were on vacation, and I think that
Why
the
do
dog,
that?
because the dog smelled bad or something, and he didn't
crazy.
want the dog to smell bad in the car, so he strapped it
He
safely
strapped
and
it.
humanely. He protested to the top of his car.
If only he had been around a dog and or car wash.
He could have got rid of that smell. He wouldn't have.
It was on that day in
I'm pretty sure that
2016
the picture was taken in a dog and car wash.
where Grace Tremblay of Overland Park, Kansas decided the world needed a place like a dog and car wash.
right.
That's how it.
Yeah, I
Now
don't
we
know if it was Rand
Mystery
Paul. I have
solved.
no idea who that actually was. It's been a year and a half since I listened to the YouTube
funny.
video that talked about that.
That's funny. What a wild idea.
Right.
Yeah.
What were some of the businesses that you thought were some of the weird?
Oh, yeah,
Have you
no.
seen
I was
any
trying to
weird,
think of more examples. And,
veterinarian Chinese food?
All I came up with was Jones.
Yeah. Jones?
Jones.
What's Jones?
Barbecue and foot massage.
What?
Oh my goodness.
What the fuck
Where is
is
this
that?
place? Where is this located?
Where indeed?
So do they
man. Okay, here we go.
do they have people under the tables that massage your feet while you eat the barbecue, or are they different places?
See, I like to imagine that you're sitting in like one
Or
of
is
those
it a salon
massage
chair?
chairs,
Yeah.
and then
And
just
they-
being hand-fed barbecue
Yes.
while getting a massage.
That's beautiful.
A massage.
Can I briefly ruin your stream?
Please ruin my life.
Please don't.
I want to see the
You like
screen.
to eat? America loves to eat. So why not open up somewhere America can sit down, enjoy a meal, and get their feet rubbed? We'll fry anything you want for $5.99. As long as it's friable or edible, we're going to make it deliciable. We will fry parts of the chicken you didn't even know were friable. The beak, the feathers, we'll fry candy bars. All that European stuff that you don't really normally eat, we'll bring it down here and fry it for you.
This is
Ask
sincere.
McDonald's to fry something other than what they normally fry. Guess what you're going to get? Nothing. If it fit through the dough, I'll put it in the fryer. Hell, this is a dinosaur. All our meats are gently tenderized to their optimum deliciousness.
Just
we
like
got
your feet.
fine dinosaur meat. Took my money, paid me pay child support. Come on down here and get you a slice. Once they get your social security number, it's over. Motivated. So friends, let's just decide you don't want no barbecue. Well, that's fine too. Why not let one of my foot specialists or myself perform our magic? Look at that. Don't they look wonderful? If you really pay me enough, we'll massage your feet in any of these sauces also. Success is the rule down here at Jones. Good ass barbecue and foot massage. So go ahead and give me a call or find us on the worldwide internets at the new website. That's JONES, big ass truck rental and storage.com /Jones. Good ass barbecue and foot massage.html.
Excuse me, did you call number 52?
Did you hear me call number 52?
Okay, the most
is-
upsetting part of that to me.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat? America loves.
Okay, that was
Okay.
the beginning. That
The
was
worst
that was
part
the
of
only
that.
part I knew.
The worst part of that is that his website is .html. Really?
That's a deep transgression.
Yeah.
That's
Get a real
that's it.
website.
And keep massaging feet with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. You do you, man. More power to you. If that business stayed on, stays in the black, I want that business to stay in the black for as long as possible. Please,
I don't even
please
like
be
barbecue,
viable.
but you know what? I'm willing to go. I need to know what this place is about.
We have to do some
They got
investigative
dinosaur.
journaling. We
This
got
is
to
great.
take some microphones and cameras. to
I'm
this
doing
place.
I'm doing a little snooping right now.
That's beautiful.
A lot of talk about not a real commercial.
Oh no!
They say
I thought it was real.
the comments say.
Where
Let's-
is it?
It's at big. Search Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Okay,
I thought it was.
It was a
place that you've
Vine. It
been
was a
or a driven past.
no.
Okay.
It's a famous internet video. Here's a remix compilation.
Oh, no.
You know, it is 11 years old, which makes it 1 year younger than Jones' big ass truck and rental storage original commercial. So there's a cinematic universe here. There's also a 4.5 minute video of trying to call Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. So not a real place, sadly.
Can I
but
see your
feel
phone
like
for a
they gotta
second?
be out there. Yeah, what's up?
I want to see your phone. I want to
Okay.
see it. I want to like.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do anything on it.
Oh, I was pulling up the video again because
no, I don't need to see the video. No, I just want to see your
Here you
phone
go.
specifically.
Here's my phone.
I need to see. Okay, so yours is good. Yours is done right. Yeah, that's how a phone's supposed to look.
Yeah.
What?
Let's talk about smartphone pros and cons.
Let me.
Well, Taylor.
Oh, thank
That's
you
what I
so
wanted to
much.
do.
there.
Thank
It's
you
all part
so
of the
much
bit.
for giving me this. Oops.
It's all part of the bit.
I just want to see your phone.
No, I don't
Well,
want to watch
Taylor,
any videos on it.
if it isn't the man who was about to launch into a segment about how some smartphones aren't as good because you can't grip them or
Hold on,
something,
hold on.
who just declared a perfect phone
No, hold on.
and is now out
No,
of
hold on.
features to blame
You know what?
for his own incompetence.
Unrelated,
I laughed
as
too
soon
hard
as you
at that.
finish Mandalorian season 2, you get your new phone.
On episode 3.5, it's such a great show.
Isn't it?
It's such a great show.
What do you think
Let's
of the?
talk about
What
that.
did you think of the first 3 episodes of Mandalorian?
Oh man,
I would like to point out
Tight.
before this all starts. He watched the first episode and said, "Hey, I have something to tell you. I watched the first episode. Don't tell Taylor." I was like, "All right."
He's gonna scent the blood in
son
the
of-
water. He's gonna smell his danger. He's gonna hone in.
Yeah.
Don't tell Taylor. Yeah, no, because there's been a.
That's gonna be the title of the episode, I think.
Come on. There's been a long running thing where I actually love this show, and
Yeah.
Taylor's like, then watch it.
Then why don't you watch it? For someone who says they love
And now
the
I
show
got
so
around
much
to it.
and has access to it,
Well, yeah, see, now I've.
didn't watch it until 2 weeks after it finished
I've
airing.
rediscovered the love of it.
It's
pretty great.
Somebody was telling you how much
pretty-
it was
it's pretty
lovable the
fantastic.
whole time it was coming out.
I
And
don't
he's
know.
definitely not bitter.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and cut you off early. The attempt to generate regret in me somewhere is.
I forgot that
is-
you don't
is
feel
probably not
emotion.
going to work out as much.
Um,
I don't feel.
I forgot you're younger than me.
There we go. Never regrets. I know myself well enough to say when I'd be interested in the general vibe of a TV show and when I could wait later to be more comfortable or entertained by it. Ooh,
It's
those people.
totally. No, but yeah, no. What did you think of the first 3
Nice.
episodes of Mandalorian?
New jacket.
Yeah, they look cool like that.
Yeah. Let me share my 0.4 cents on this issue that I should be able to share my 2 cents on.
So you
in a
watched
couple
the
weeks.
Cobb Vanth episode.
Yes, who
Marshal.
apparently is not named the Marshal. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. You watched
Continuing
the Marshal.
the classic trend of Mandalorian characters who have been given great names embraced by the fandom, like Baby Yoda or the Mandalorian or the Marshal, and then Psych. Because
Yeah.
if you're a real fan, all 3 of them have real names,
Right.
and it's like,
Yeah, Din Djarin, Cobb Vanth, and Grogu.
oh, what a
Um,
real fan. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I watched it while it was coming
Yeah.
out, dude. I've seen.
Yeah,
all of it.
man. Okay, well then I'll ask you a
I
real
watched
fan question.
I watched every episode 3 times at least during the week
That's
that I was
awesome.
waiting
During
for
the
the
week
next
you're waiting for
episode.
the next
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
And
well,
I could see it because
what's your question?
it's that legit. Now this is the one thing that I actually Googled
Okay.
while watching this. Ready?
Yeah.
Dank Jarek.
Thank Jarek. Yeah, it's like being like it's a general exclamation. It's not
Yeah.
very clear what it means. It's something that people
It's an
say when something
expletive
goes
of
wrong.
sorts.
It's like a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for kids. The show's not for kids. We checked the mark that says not for kids. If you're a kid, get the fuck out.
Scary. This
I'd like to
show
point out-
meaning not the Mandalorian, which
What?
is for kids. This
How
show.
every time that I've been there, you've made a point to say that this is not kid friendly.
Yeah, YouTube's doing things. I just want to make sure that we have it in the bones that we're not a kid show. Please don't consider us one.
That one
So we don't get in
concerned
trouble.
parent
It's-
and
you're worried
child
about
that are
it.
now sitting in
It's
front
not
of their
the parents
computer
and children
and or
that I'm worried
TV
about.
watching our thing.
It's our
Don't make me spit take.
It's our
Don't do it.
cybernetic overlords. But no, yeah, Dank Jarek. Dank Ferrick, by the way.
Sorry, of course, because the main guy's name is Din Djarin. That's why I got
Din Djarin.
confused. That's it. Din Djarin. That's the only reason. That's the only real reason.
Yeah. keep
It's
trying to
Sabine
fuck
Wren.
with me.
That's the guy.
Let's watch the segment called "How Many Ways Can McKinley Fuck with Taylor?" about one of Taylor's favorite things.
No, so you watched the Marshall and Boba Fett's armor episode with the big dragon. You
full
watched
of full of good little reversals.
you watched the Ridley Scott's ice spiders.
Tatooine
episode.
is amazing. Those ice
That
spiders.
was one of my favorite episodes.
This is
It was a
yeah.
good episode.
The-
It was beautiful. I
the
love
fact
the
that we're
frog.
honing in on these things about the specific episodes, I think says that we have the similar sort of taste where you get a real
So
you
you're
get a
saying
real
you liked-
juicy enjoyment out of seeing like Ralph McQuarrie's concept art brought to life specifically.
Yeah.
It
They were
makes for
originally
magic.
They were originally supposed to be native to Dagobah. But,
Yeah, I would look at that drawing in like a Star Wars encyclopedia when I was a kid and be like, "Where are these guys? They're great. I'm gonna try and draw something like it. It's got this strange body shape. It's this wicked alien creature somewhere in Dagobah, half plant and half spider." And all I had was a sketch essentially to go off
That was a
of.
pretty good sketch.
Yeah. Some serious concept art out there,
Yeah.
but so wild to have something hit that segment of my brain again.
Yeah.
In a very specific way. I
Right.
recognize that's not universal, and it lends no objective weight to the show or anything. But
Trying to think which
good vibes.
episode 3 was. Hold on, give me a
The
second.
Heiress.
Okay, so
you
yeah,
want me
that's
to
when
give
they
you a
get to
second?
they actually
that
get
I
to
am.
the water
I
planet. and you
think
get
that
to
one
meet-
is the one I'm in the middle of, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So
That's a good one. How far?
It's
What was the
exciting.
last thing you remember happening?
the let's see, the our guy Mando flew off of the ship, leaving behind a trio of Mandalorians who called him a zealous cultist.
So you saw that shot. You saw the shot of the 3 Mandalorians leaving the ship,
I believe.
where it's just the shot of the horizon and the 3 Mandos are leaving the ship and it blows up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
the
such a good shot.
explosion behind them. of
Bryce
just,
Dallas Howard is quickly becoming one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, 'cause
that I
he's
wanna
all the way
look
up on the
her
shore
movies. Yeah, I want to look
by
up
that
her
time.
some movies she's directed, because she directed that episode
Cool.
and she directed
Very cool.
I don't remember which episode. I think she directed the episode it was episode 3, I believe, of Mandalorian. No, 3 or 4. I think she directed either the episode where Mando gets back to Navarro with the child and then leaves Navarro with the child. That's the arc of that episode. Or it was the 7 Samurai episode.
Okay.
But I think that Dave Filoni directed that episode, so I think that she directed the one before it.
Yeah.
But no, both of those episodes were just so well composed and well. No.
You spotted
She does a good
name.
job. Yeah, she's a very
You're recognizing a name.
I've been watching the
It's a good
behind the
sign.
scenes series,
Right.
the making of documentary series for.
Is that coming out for season 2
It's
now?
coming up right now. Yep. We've got one. I
right.
think we have 2 episodes now.
Cool.
I checked 2 days ago and there wasn't a new episode. There was only the one, but I watched that episode quickly and it's amazing. But the more Bryce Dallas Howard talks about Star Wars, the more I'm just like, I like this person. This is a great person
Nice.
to have
Nice.
making Star Wars content. It's great. But yeah, no, it's good. That
So
episode
shout
gets even
outs to
better
that.
too. That's my favorite shot of the episode. That last thing you saw.
Cool.
That's just
It
like
was
desktop
very-
wallpaper.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's very kind of flamboyant. They made no bones
also,
about
like,
being like
quiet
big
and
explosion
just-
can
yeah.
fill the screen in a way,
But it
but
was also
without
the least-
gratuitousness.
Yeah, the least in your face. It was the least Michael Bay explosion I'd seen in a while.
Yeah.
Because it's a quiet moment.
Big without being loud.
Yeah, the music
It's
isn't
amazing.
being intense or anything. It's just good. It's just good. There's some more
It's
fun
just
action
good.
in that episode. You're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the philosophical slant immediately.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
character's
Mando's like,
being
"Oh, shit, I'm in a
challenged in
cult."
precisely the way that he should be, frankly.
He gets told he's homeschooled.
Or more precisely, that everybody else was not homeschooled.
Right. Right. Yeah.
They weren't in that
Yeah.
that little pocket of life. Yeah. Finally, an episode about a badass bounty hunter that you can relate to. You know.
Yeah. No. Where was I going with this before?
we were jumping all over.
Oh yeah, I was throwing your phone around.
Yeah.
telling
Good times.
Yeah, no, because I have it. There's a segment on the sandwich board that says smartphone design flaws.
Yeah,
You've-
as if you are now qualified to say from that interaction,
phone's fine.
the smartphone was good or bad.
The smartphone was good, and I'll tell you why. Because the power button is on the opposite side of the volume buttons.
Uh-huh.
Because on an Android phone, if you press the lock button, you know where I'm going with this. If you press the lock button and the volume down button at the same time, you take a screenshot. Now, I cannot count the number of times that I have been trying to turn my phone screen off and instead taken a screenshot on accident because my thumb is just a little bit off center on that button.
Yeah.
I think that 8% of the camera roll on my phone is just screenshots of my phone screen doing absolutely
Okay.
nothing.
Okay.
Because they just add up.
Yeah.
Haley,
It's almost
you
an
can relate.
archaeological device. It's almost a time
Almost.
capsule of moments that
Except
you didn't mean to
It's
catalog.
meaningless though because it's always just your
Home screen or
desktop.
something.
Yeah, your home
Yeah.
screen or your your Snapchat. Not even any useful portions of your Snapchat, it's never like here. It's always here or something, and it's just and it's not any. It's just the ceiling.
We do visual
It's not a
gags.
picture of your face. We have a visual show now, but we don't have. I'm not showing anything. Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, no, I hate. I love my
It's
phone.
minor.
I picked it because it had a good camera and a good battery. But
Stuff.
I'm hating the smartphone
UI.
manufacturers. Stop putting the volume buttons on.
Never
the
had a
same
phone like
side
that,
as
so
your-
I
yeah.
didn't realize that seems like a very easy mistake to make from
Yeah.
the way you're laying it out.
It's
Wild.
not even more convenient. Like theoretically, it's more convenient because you can do your volume with your thumb and you don't have to be moving around. But I like having two separate fingers for my volume up and volume down. If it's over here, you disagree, Haley? You like
Yeah.
being able to do volume with your thumb?
Yes. At first,
Okay.
I misinterpreted what you were saying, and I was like showing you how sad I was that my phone is the opposite way, where the power button and the volume are on the same side.
Right. I don't like it being on the same side.
I thought you just said that you did.
No, I like.
No.
No, I said
Because
that.
then you make the accidental screenshot if it's on the other side and you're holding both.
No, you make the. I make the
that's right, 'cause
accidental
you hold it
screenshot if it's on the
weird.
same side because I'm holding it like this, and it's my thumb. My thumb hits both buttons at the same time. Maybe yours is spaced out more. Maybe they're learning.
Can
I see your phone? Let me see your phone. Can I see your phone? Oh no. Okay, I can do this. I think I did it.
Redemption arc,
Hit you
everybody.
in the face.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, no, yours is better because your power button is above. Well, no, here.
Don't do that.
Look
The flinch on
You're
this
holding
one.
it upside down. Look at mine. The power button is below. See, I would never make the accidental screenshot if they were on the because my thumb's up here because my thumb is always hitting above.
Yeah.
And I'm using
Yeah.
because you're using this knuckle here to actually press the button. Do you ever do that? Do you ever use
See-
the? You're not using your thumb. You're using like this little knuckle under your thumb to actually press the. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Never. Sometimes. We've got a yes from Haley. Have you, McKinley? Do you always use the tip of your thumb to press the power button on your phone, or do you use the knuckle? You use the knuckle.
I can use whatever.
So you have used the knuckle.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
That's all I was
By
saying.
trial and error. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. I'm there.
You can throw my phone
It's
back
a-
at me. I'm not going to
It's
throw
a whole
your
thumb.
phone back
It's
at you.
whatever.
Thank you.
You can especially afford to do that.
I'm so glad we got that on video.
Clip it. Let's go. Clip it.
So sorry.
That hurt. Hit my right in the nose. I'm glad it hit my nose
That's
instead of my
fine.
glasses.
Not your glasses. Yeah. That's excellent.
I'm going to walk Haley's phone back to her.
I'm so
We
sorry.
will carefully ship from one piece to
We
another.
just hit the hour point. Yay. Happy hour.
We have good times here on this show. We do. We have the very goodest of times.
But no, see, I dislike mine because now if I want to take a screenshot, I can't easily do it with one hand because I like to like lay down or like sit somewhere. And now I have to use both hands to screenshot it because my thumb is not as big as yours and does not cover
That's
anything.
true. Well, also, yeah, I have to. Let me check
Interesting.
something. I want to test. Well, because. Yeah, no, you have to use the volume down button. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. At least mine, I can't use the volume up button. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no.
even be able to do it on your phone because
You know-
if you go down, you'd be hitting the volume up button because your volume buttons are below your. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
So yeah, just put them on opposite sides
Fix
of the
the
screen.
UI. That's
put
this
on-
week's installment of
Just stop.
Just Stop.
Phone manufacturers, just stop putting the power button on the same side as the volume buttons. There's no good way to do it, we've found, because the way that I liked at first, still can't take a
Proved
screenshot
to
with one
have
hand.
issues.
Bad design. Put them
Seems
on opposite
bad.
ends. Apple had it right. Don't mess with the formula.
Hashtag Apple had it right.
Although I do like being
Pick
able to
your-
tap
pick your
with
hill.
you can double tap with
Ready
your
to die.
knuckle on the screen and it'll take a screenshot. I like that on my phone.
Just
Yeah.
knuckle?
Yeah. I can double
Wild.
tap with my
Wild.
knuckle and it can tell the difference between my knuckle and the tip of my finger.
That's kinda
Sometimes
fun.
it can't. Sometimes I'll be
kinda
doing
fun.
something because you can also crop out a screenshot by outlining with your knuckle. But sometimes it'll think that your finger is your knuckle, and so
Right.
you'll end up taking a weird cropped screenshot by accident, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which is why I assume you can toggle that off.
You
if
can.
It gets too annoying.
you can't
but
toggle it off.
Cool feature. Either which
Yeah,
way.
it was cool in theory. And it was great
That's
until
kind.
it started messing up, and then I turned it off. But yeah, no, this is great.
It is your move, I believe.
No, it's not. Is it?
You remember this?
No, it's not, because if it's my move, I can take your rook, and I don't think you would have hung your rook. Yeah, no. I moved my rook from here to here, and then you moved your rook here, and then I moved my pawn up to attack your rook.
From there to there. Oh, you did move the pawn up.
Yeah, I moved the pawn up.
Because the pawn was under the...
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. If you had done something else, you would have just left your rook there, and I don't think you would have done that. Well, maybe you will, but I would be surprised. Anyways, that's
You're right.
smartphone design flaws.
Yeah. I forgot we were doing things on this show. Wow. Wild.
We are. This is great.
Taylor D asks, what kind of chess is that?
This is diagonal chess, where you set up your pieces in a cube at opposing corners of the board. Me and McKinley, we got bored of regular chess, and so we decided to devise our own chess.
We're very much pioneers, Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going to try in the post, either in the DVR'd, how YouTube terms it, version of this stream, or next week's episode. There will be a little template for how to set up diagonal chess.
Just to be very
As
clear.
a just image attached to the description of the video.
Every time, only
You
the
keep
king.
resigning.
It's only the
super
king.
clear.
I'm gonna bring this closer to me.
There, that works. I got my chair pulled up to mesh with the microphone.
Yeah.
There we go. Go ahead.
This shows that it's streaming, but does not show that it's recording.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
it's not recording on OBS. It records on YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah.
DVR.
Thanks for letting me know though.
Taylor
that's
D
good.
wants to know, how do you play?
It functionally is the exact same thing as regular chess. You only change a little bit of how your pawns work. The goal is the same. Just put the king in checkmate. You're working with a different starting position. And pawns, when you move them the first time, they can either move. You pick a direction that the pawn is going to begin to move, and then it can't start moving in a different direction. They work just like normal
Can't
pawns,
deviate.
except their starting direction is dynamic on their first move.
Yeah. You get to determine their north.
Yeah, their
So to speak,
trajectory, their
on their first-
vector. You get to
One of those.
determine
yeah.
a vector for your.
They're also fairly close to and unimpeded for the change them out for the pieces. So that's strategically quite different about them. But rules wise, it's pretty
move.
It's pretty close to on the line. Yeah, don't sound so.
I'm sorry. Well, okay. I'm going to
I don't.
give myself a funny hat to say that that's a
There
queen
you
now.
go. There you go. Good job.
Okay. I'm just going to put it on a thing to where it's taller. That's a queen now.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game. We're like
You could have put
3
your
moves
rook
in,
on
maybe.
the opposite
Yeah,
side
no,
of
I could have.
the-
I could have done something better for my rook. That's very true.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, topics. Taylor Durso did that. I hope that was a satisfying explanation of how you play diagonal chess.
Yeah, it sounds like the momentum is really headed toward a diagonal chess deep dive on a future episode because
Hopefully,
you
yeah.
keep talking about.
We need to get a chess cam. I
exploiting
want to
it a
get
little
like
bit,
one
yeah.
of the. I'll get one of the
That's what I
GoPros hooked
said,
up to with a
man,
mic
yeah.
stand.
Get that set up.
For,
That'd be cool.
and then I'll have to not be readjusting my mic stand every
Chess
5 seconds because it'll change the camera angle. But yeah, that's what's going on with diagonal chess, as far as I can explain it, because I'm bad at explaining things.
All right, I'm up for a refill.
Okay, that's fine. I'll introduce our next topic, and I'll start with Haley because this one's everybody chips in.
Okay.
Hey Haley.
Taylor says it sounds interesting.
It is. I like it. I enjoy it. It's very fun for people who have gotten bored of regular chess. Also, it bypasses the people who have really gotten set in their ways of having a certain opening pattern, like your first 8 or so moves. How you always like set up your pawns in the same way if nothing goes horribly wrong. You kind of get rid of that altogether with diagonal chess because you just can't do that. The whole shape of the board changes, and it's very refreshing to me, who is very set in my ways of having a very certain pattern that I bring my pieces out at the beginning of the game in regular chess. Anyway, we're moving on to our weekly check-in. It's a new segment because it's all structured new. I have in the past asked my co-hosts, how was your week? And it's a very bad question, how was your week, I've found, because it's so open-ended that it's just, you get choice paralysis, is what I'm hypothesizing? Positing. I'm positing that it's a bad question because it gives you choice paralysis, because you could say, you can start anywhere answering how was your week. And since you can start anywhere, you're never going to start because you can't decide where to start. There's too many places to start. So instead, we've got a new way that we're going to do a weekly check-in.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Okay, Haley. I've got to pull up my formula because I just made it this week. It's still new and I don't know it very well because we're professionals. Okay. So, Haley, if somebody made a montage of your week, what would the song playing behind it be? What's a song? And it's a song that you know, not like a genre, like a song that you listen to. It can be a pop song, it can be a hip hop song, it can be a classical piece of music, it can be a soundtrack song, as long as it's not the soundtrack from this movie. It has to be a song specifically, because there's follow-up questions. that depend on this being a song. If your week was a montage, what song would be playing behind it?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Okay. What's that song?
I don't remember what it's called.
Who is it by?
The Police?
The Police? Okay.
Let me look it up.
We'll go to the
That
next.
is called Somebody's Watching Me by
Okay.
Rockwell.
By Rockwell. Okay, what's your favorite line from that song? If you don't want to pick a favorite line, you can pick the line that most.
I
do
always
both if you
feel
can.
like somebody's watching me.
Okay, what's the relevance to your week?
I have a stalker.
You have a stalker? Okay, yeah.
And
Pick
it
the
has
right question about this.
progressively gotten worse.
Oh no. Yeah, was that who left the? Was that who left the heart on
We don't
in the
know.
snow on your window? Well, probably if it wasn't you being silly, then or it's being like, oh, you have a stalker, or whatever.
I wouldn't joke about this guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right,
Frankly, I
exactly.
wouldn't.
Exactly.
He has now firsthand experience with this
Oh, yeah?
guy
You've met him?
because this week,
You could say that.
to check in on my week, this week after a night of stalking my friend with her permission, willingly,
Don't ask.
we came back home and parked, and we were right across from this guy's apartment. And as soon as he saw me get out of the car, he started peeking through the window like we couldn't see him. Like he was at the very edge and like occasionally kept darting out of view, but then coming back into view and like watching me. And
Yikes.
like, I have a witness now. I haven't had a witness since. Everybody just like blindly believes me, which don't get me wrong, I'm happy for because
Right.
things are not going well over here. But now I have somebody that has actually seen it firsthand.
Yeah. Someone you believe has had for some amount of time a tracking between you, your car, and your parking habits.
Yeah.
Like someone who you think probably it's you. And yeah. Weird
Bonus,
stuff,
just
man.
stop. Don't stalk people, guys. This is dumb.
Bonus,
dumb,
just
stupid, bad.
Yeah, don't do it because
Don't do
it's
it.
stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's the same reason that you can't look dignified stalking someone, really. You just look like an idiot. It's the same reason I can't. I mean, that'd be the most appealing thing to me. That'd be the most likely thing to make me not want to stalk people. Well, also it's wrong and illegal, and you can get in a lot of trouble.
Lawsuit.
Yeah, but also you just look like an idiot. Like it's the same reason I can't do cocaine because there's no dignified way to snort a line of a drug. You know, you can't.
Except
you can't
in
look
private.
Cool doing it. Well,
There's a reason
'cause
Hollywood
the
happens
camera
in the
is still
bathrooms.
watching the magical
Yeah,
camera,
yeah.
the audience, when I'm dead and I'm seeing the rest of my life. If I saw a bunch of bits of me doing a line of cocaine, I'd be like, you just look stupid.
Stupid.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to understand stalker psychology or
Right.
anything like that. I've never been big into true
I
crime
mean,
or
hopefully
whatever.
something's
but
wrong with you if you're stalking someone, right?
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I will let
Yeah.
you know that YouTube seems to be suffering right now.
How so?
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience worse things.
Okay.
And I've
They give you
noticed
a
it freezing
notification?
here and there.
Okay.
But
Little
all
bit
right.
of
Notification.
bandwidth.
Look, go over to OBS and see if the square in the bottom right-hand corner is green or red or yellow.
It is green,
It's green. Okay.
but
YouTube.
it's still mad. I'm just letting you know.
Let me know if it gets better. This is dumb.
Will do.
I hate OBS. It was working so well for like 10 episodes in a row. I want to figure out what changed because we're still hardlined in. Our internet's still coming out. I did a speed test to make sure that it was working.
Huh.
And it was working. It was working fine. Everything on a hardware level is working fine. Dumb.
It's back at a healthy rate.
Really?
I don't know what messed it
Just
up,
blipped
but it's
out?
back.
Okay, we're back, guys. Yeah, stalking. Don't
we had a minute
do
there.
it. Something's wrong with you. Get help.
That being said, if your friend
Yeah.
says it's okay to stalk them while they're on a date with this old guy that they're just trying to get money
Yeah,
from,
because
it's
that's not
okay.
stalking. That's not stalking. That's somebody using a term to get across what they mean. They're not actually asking you to stalk them. They're not asking you to
Fair
make
enough.
them uncomfortable by invading their privacy, even when they don't want you to. They're saying, "Hey, can you follow me
Well,
and watch
hey.
what I do tonight for this amount of time because of this reason?"
The
For
guy
basically
might have been
opposite purposes.
uncomfortable
Right.
because, like,
Yeah.
he saw us at the first restaurant and then they couldn't get into that restaurant, so he went to a few others, and each time we were
That's
also
awesome.
there.
That's great. I like that.
And then at the end,
So that's why that's the song, because there's
She's
two
a good
different reasons
stalker.
for that to be the song.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Both the stalker and the stalkee in one
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah. And at the end, we got a message from the friend, and she was like, "He wants to buy you guys ice cream." Like, what?
That's just because he's trying to look cool. He's trying to look cool and adapt to the situation, because that's all that charisma is adaptability. I read that in an old notebook the other day.
How about that?
Yeah, no, I read it.
Look
Was
back on
it was
old
as
writings.
stupid. I was 18-year-old me sitting on a bed in a room of a house that there were like 14 people interacting in, and I was receipted into my notebook and scribbling, and it was like, yeah, no, don't worry about in group conversations. The whatever you're saying doesn't really matter. All that matters is your tone of voice and how quickly you can adapt to everything that everyone else is saying. That's all that is going to determine how charismatic you're being perceived as, how quick you can flow with how the conversation is changing, and maintaining a tone of voice that has some sort of whatever French people pretentiously say, je ne sais quoi, just some indeterminate quality. There's something weird about tones of voices.
There's a chemical X. There's an X factor to charisma, you think?
That's the only thing that matters.
Half a decade on.
And
Do you
tone.
stand by it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was one of the few things that I was like, okay, I knew things back then.
Excellent. How about that? Yeah. Past journaling.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
But
cool.
no. That's in the moleskin with the BB-8 on it. Probably read it at some point.
2018, the year of the BB-8.
So, McKinley, if your week had been a montage, if someone made a montage of your week, it's a cinematic montage, what is the song playing to that montage?
This is good.
Specific song. Not
is
just a
good.
genre,
Can
not
we,
just it has to be a song that you know, that you can cite the name of the song and the artist.
Well, I got compared to a specific song this week, so it's really tempting for me to use that one.
Well, you can also say that. If say what you
If it's my
believe
week
is
that
the
way.
most fitting song for your week's montage, and then since you also have that, we'll definitely talk about that as well.
Since you also have that. Yeah, no. Well, let's see. A week ago was not quite Christmas. Christmas
it
falls
was-
outside
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Week ago was the 26th.
Saturday to Saturday, so it's Boxing Day to now.
26th.
You could, if you want to include Christmas, you could throw that in there, but it'd be the last 7 to 6 to 10 days.
Yeah, that all counts for the how
Yeah.
was your week, right?
Yeah.
For some people, week's 5
Right,
days.
a week or
and
so.
it's- Yeah. Tough question. I need to see. I noticed from your.
I thought I finally had a question that he'd be able to answer, folks.
Yeah, because it's all artful and, and backward, and
It's simpler. I told the camera earlier that I've been asking people how their week was just blandly on the show a lot, and not even just you, I'd never get a decent answer from anyone. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's just because it's a question that begs choice paralysis.
You need
It's
to
too
find a
open-ended.
way.
You can start anywhere, and you don't know where to start. You don't know how much information to give, because you could give an indeterminate amount of information. There's an indeterminate starting point and an indeterminate end point. You don't know exactly what's being asked. It's how was your week? Do you want to know the quality? Do you know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know how I felt all week? Doesn't matter. And so you just never know what to say. And so
Yeah.
this is a little more specific. There's one answer to it. It's just what would the song to your week's montage be?
yeah, nail that one down.
Yeah.
Let's see. Probably something old and weird. Probably Jimmy Buffett. I mean, like,
Well, what
am
by
I-
Jimmy Buffett? You have to. It has to be a.
It's got to
real
be a
song.
specific song.
A song.
That's the. Name a song.
On this episode of McKinley is incapable of answering a direct question.
It's like you took a podcast and then said, all right, get ready to have conversations, and then you slid out a chessboard in the middle and it's like, think about this instead. I was like,
no.
I guess, and then you tilt 45 degrees the entire game, and it's like, psych, you thought you knew this game,
it's-
none of the rules, none of the
it's just-
strategies work.
I just want to know how your week was. I'm trying to learn how to talk to you. This is the way that I think we can actually make some progress.
This is cool. I'm with this.
Yeah.
I just want to, for argument's sake, refute the idea that it is by far an easier
It's way
question.
easier question.
It's a more
than how was
abstract
your
and
week.
unfamiliar
it has
question
a more,
to me.
It has a more.
Unless you
it's
answer
a realer
anything like
question.
this.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was going to say, to be fair, there is also a bit of.
We're dying here. Oh, your microphone is shorting
Yeah,
out.
It's you.
It's just you.
Is that better?
No.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Nope. adjust your cable, see if there's something pinched
Wiggle
somewhere.
around.
Just make sure
Speak
that it's
continuously. Just
How's
to be
that? Any
that sounds
better?
fine.
Crystal.
Okay.
Good.
I was gonna say, to be a little fair to McKinley, that I did get a little bit of choice paralysis from that too, because
yeah.
now I'm thinking through every single song that I ever know,
Yeah.
like thinking
That's why-
all the way back to childhood and being
Yeah.
like, God, what?
I think it might be because you're clipping the mic and that it's getting oversensitive. Your input is the farthest to the right. Just pull down your the little switch there a little bit. Just pull it down a little bit.
Better?
Yeah. I hope so. We don't
Yeah.
know yet, but we'll find out. No, and so this is why it's kind of like when we were taking that personality test, where it's like, don't overthink it. Just think. Just when you think about your week, it's a montage. What song that you know is playing. That's why it also has to be a song that you know. You're not digging
Yeah.
through what song in existence. It's
You
a
just
song
like
that
generate an image.
Yeah, a song in your
a
head.
moment.
What
That's
song
what
is
it is.
playing during the scenes.
What's
of
yours?
your-
That's what I want to know.
We'll get to that.
What's your?
I'll have to think about what I did this week, and then we'll come up with a song.
Would like to try a formula as well.
Oh yeah,
Haley just did hers.
You
She
got
did
to think about your week a
someone's
little and
following
come up
me.
with
Yeah,
something over a period
You've
of time.
had time. You've had time
Well,
too.
we'll come back to
That's
me.
what you've been doing. No, we're doing you second. We came back to you because we did Haley first while you went and did something.
Okay, I'm trying to be artful about this.
I know
This
that
is a
you
show.
are.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, and I'm staying true to character and belligerently refusing
Yeah.
to yes and you and saying no. Answer my question. I want to know how your week was. I'm your friend, and I
Yeah.
want to know.
Taylor says hers is Human by Christina Perry.
Taylor D says
Yep.
Human by Christina Perry. Awesome. So for
Taylor
the
D.
listeners playing along at home, Human
The
by
enigmatic
Christina Perry. Okay, so now what is the most definitive of your week line of that song? And then what's your favorite line of that song?
Yeah, see, I know you're going to lead into those questions too. I got nothing.
There's only 2 questions. It's
I'm
a very
gonna try
easy
my
game.
way too, because it'll take 2 seconds and maybe it'll get a response.
What do you mean try your way?
My formula.
For asking how his week was?
Yes.
Okay, but we're still
It'll
playing
take
this game.
2
Okay,
seconds.
this is good.
Okay. And this will probably help figure out what song should be playing during your week. Look, I just did it.
Hey McKinley,
Hey, kid.
there are 7 days in a week. What was your most eventful day?
That's good
Ah,
too.
that's good.
I like that.
That's good. See, this is
It's going in the game for our weekly check-in segment.
yeah. Include this is a bonus round of sorts or
Yeah.
a parallel thing. Yeah, no, that's a particularly funny
Today,
question
right?
for you to be asking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be today.
Look around you. The highlight of
no, not this. What you were doing before you were here. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You've had the
We'll
most
give you that.
adventures
But,
today, from what I can gather.
I was saying something. I'm trying to remember.
said it was very apt that she would be asking you that
yeah.
specifically.
Most
It was very,
eventful
it's
day
very
of the week.
peculiar that you'd be asking me this because a number of hours ago I was asking you about the events of my week and saying, was that happen on Tuesday or like Thursday?
That's good.
Yeah, basically
Either
mere moments
Wednesday.
ago I was asking you that, and now you're like, McKinley, what day is your favorite? Like, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, no, I would, without thinking one by one through all of them, I would have to say today has had some pretty good
Yeah.
stories. Today's generated some fun and running around. And we tried to save a mouse.
And it
Things
died.
happened.
It died anyway.
The mouse died.
But then we instantly got a new one to
Your
replace
microphone's
it.
Still
having
killing
some
it.
issues here. Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't talk so harshly into it, because as soon as you start talking quieter, it goes away. So just kind of. Calm when
Usually
you're
it's
talking. That's
talk
perfect.
louder.
I know it's not anymore though.
Yeah.
You have accomplished your mission. New mission. Talk a little softer.
Okay.
A little louder than that. Just a little.
Listen.
We're gonna get there.
What do you want from me?
That sounds perfect. He had a question. Did he just ask you a question? I think.
I don't know. I don't think so.
So today was the most eventful
was
day of your
before-
week. Has that gotten you anywhere?
Oh
on your
yeah,
journey?
yeah. We said the mice died on us. Mouse died on us. To be clear, not that much blood on our hands. You guys are innocent.
We have a theory that someone in the house when we were gone shook the container for some reason. We don't have a reasoning why we think that, apart from the fact that it was fine when we left, and when we came back, it was dead for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that always happen at the inexplicable death of your loved ones? You reach out, you lash out, looking for a motive, a sense of rationalization,
Taylor
Maybe.
says
randomly.
I'm only human is the first one, and then the fave lyric is I can do it. It's super empowering.
Nice.
Sounds like a
Those are
good
short
week, Taylor.
lines. Those are good. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
We're happy that you had a human week.
Yeah. The best of the best. Are you browsing?
Although it sounds like empowerment through adversity. Yeah, you can do it on
Spotify
your
here?
phone too. I'm looking through the music that I know, seeing
All
if
right,
anything
all
triggers.
right.
You can do it yourself.
This
You
is
have a phone on
Taylor.
you.
Wait,
Yeah,
If your
don't be hell
week
bent.
Yeah.
were a montage,
yeah.
what would the song be that would be behind the montage?
That's a good question.
Doesn't give you choice paralysis, does it?
It didn't when I created the segment, and I'm trying to remember because when I created the segment, I had a song that I was going to say, and I've
Sounds
forgotten
good.
what that song was, and so now I'm torn between remembering what the song was and coming up with a new song, and I'm
So
pretty sure
what
that I'm going to be
I'm
incapable
hearing-
of either because I've been focusing on trying to get somebody else to do the exact same thing.
What I'm hearing
Yeah.
is that you created this formula
Mm-hmm.
because you had a distinct advantage over us by having time to prepare, whereas we come on this show and you spring it on us.
Yeah, and you
but
did
now
fine.
we have choice paralysis.
I've proven that it can be done because you did it, and
I mean,
so
to be fair, I thought of the first thing that happened to me and then was like,
that's good. That's fine. I'm trying to think of the first thing that happened to me. My brain's dead.
Yeah, calculate 7 days where we at.
I'd be willing to bet you slept a lot. Dude, wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Oh, that one, the Evanescence song? No, I
Yeah.
refuse.
Okay.
Has that ever defined a week of your life?
Oh yeah, I think it was. It's Just a Lot by K-Flay. It's a good song. People should listen to it.
Okay.
It's good. It's
What's
good.
your favorite lyric from It's Just a Lot?
favorite lyric? That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the lyrics. I'm cheating at this
We gotta
game,
pick
guys.
ones. Yeah, by inventing it.
That's how bad I am at games. I have to cheat at a game that I created. Easy lyrics. This is bad content. I'm not saying anything. I thought this would be a good game. I think it is. I think we'll get good at it.
I think there's
we'll get
potential
good
here.
at it.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to go forward to future weeks with this in mind, you know?
Yeah. Stupid ads. Go away. Stop it. Go away. What? No, stop seeing this ad. Not interested. Try not to show the ad again. Good. Go away.
Is it an ad for
closed
Jones
by Google.
Barbecue and
It's
Foot
still in the way of
Massage?
my screen. What the
I wouldn't close that if I were you.
Chrome? It's not just barbecue. I don't remember what it was. I was more concerned by it blocking out this song that I was trying to read.
Clickbait it over there. You go into lyrics websites and then finding pop-up ads. Wasting time. For shame.
I think my favorite lyric is I saw a film and cried because beauty has a way of crushing me, because it was the looking back at the old writing and old selfies and the weird feedback loop of looking at I'm dying.
Yeah.
Dying. I can feel my brain dying.
Yeah.
And then I bought some multivitamins and thought, well, I'm also eating like trash, and I have been for the last year and a half, and maybe I
Yeah,
should
pay attention
stop
to that,
dying.
no. Maybe you've got your hand on that
Yeah, maybe.
that release valve
Yeah,
to
maybe
some
I should-
degree.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Something like
Listen
that.
to the multivitamins.
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
The thing about the writing, though, the thing about you looking back
Yeah.
on your writing, just to circle back around to that, because I feel
Right.
like we didn't get as into it as the selfie thing.
I don't think we did.
Which made you feel like you were edging closer and closer to death.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you back out of this. McKinley, if
We're
you
still
had
gonna
a
No, we'll figure it
montage-
No.
But you're still thinking about it.
No.
No,
so
you
this
are
is.
going to still be thinking about it.
I hate this show.
You have to play this.
So-
we all answered. You have to answer too.
Why do you bother bringing me on here? This is wild.
Because we're going to help you grow up.
It's very counterintuitive. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Let's go. So you wanted to talk about the writing side versus the selfie side.
Yeah, well, you just touched on something there that, hypothetically part of that experience would be, as you put it, looking at your growth.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Your improvement and
Right,
development
right. Yeah.
over the course of
Yeah.
years
To an extent, yeah.
via writing.
Right.
How does that contrast with your view of yourself as like decreasing or dying?
Well, I've had a lot of moments this week. One of them was there was a bit of because
Let's put those on a line for us. What's the story?
With the writing, you can definitely see a big picture development, but there's also at the end of that you also get to the point where you look at your last bit of good writing and it's X number of months ago, and you're like, I'm not doing anything. I'm dying inside. Whenever I go to write, I can't think about anything. What's going on? And then you're like, well, my sleep schedule's fucked up. My diet's fucked up. I'm sleeping a lot. I'm sleeping and working. I'm not doing. If I sat down and wrote, maybe I'd have more good writing more recently to show for it. But maybe I should just write more often. Because when I look at all of my writing laid out on a timeline, it does get better and better and better. So that would suggest that is something I should probably try to keep doing, because if I keep doing it, it'll still get better hypothetically.
You have nothing but reasons to assume that.
Right.
Got this.
But also you start getting choice paralysis, because the more that you write, the more you have ideas for other things to write, and the more ideas you have for things to write, the less you write.
Yeah, that's very...
Because you don't know what to work on.
That's choice paralysis 101, right?
Right. You searching songs? You looking through things?
I'm searching a specific song.
Nice. Good. But yeah. Are you trying to line up all your answers before any of the questions are asked? Or are you trying to get it to where you can
What do you mean?
Did you think of a song and now you're just looking for...
Yeah, I thought of a song that I would like to discuss, especially regarding this week
how it goes to your
in
week
general,
montage.
and my week to a lesser extent.
Awesome. See, this is a good game. Stop complaining about having to play it.
This is not really how that works. If I wouldn't have thought of anything, I wouldn't have said it, or I wouldn't have forced it. I did think of something that I'd very much like to use my limited 4-man platform to signal boost and discuss and get into. Yeah.
The focus of this segment is still your week.
Yeah, clearly.
Promoting
leave me alone. I'm not stupid. I know what's going on here. I regret saying that. I regret having that voice clip of mine out there.
It's all about tone. It's all about tone, man. It's all about tone and adapting.
I'm just trying to make fun of everyone. Struggling.
Don't worry about what you're saying. Just worry about the tone and how adaptive you're being. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Well, you know.
That determines whether
is
it will
this
sound
called
good
Saturday
to a
Night
third-party
Live
observer.
Charisma? Is that what we're here for?
Do you not care about being charismatic when you're on the air?
I mean, everybody cares
That's not
to
a
some
question
degree,
that you can
right?
answer charismatically.
Yeah,
That's
well, no, but like I'm clearly there is to some degree where I'm like,
well, then that's all.
You're gonna change this up a little bit, but like in general, I think get a little looser is good advice.
It is, right? Because that looseness
applies
helps
to
you
just about
adapt,
every
and then that's
situation.
more charisma.
Well, then you're worrying hard about not worrying.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Right. Yeah. And if you're worrying about not worrying, then you're not going to be loose.
It's like studying hard to cheat. It's
right. Yeah.
It's just a different method, right?
Well,
It
studying
teaches
hard
you
to cheat is a
something
little different. It's because you're thinking long term. You're thinking, if I study hard, I'll figure out how to cheat well enough that I'll at some point not have to study hard to cheat. It's like writing. It's like writing good stories. You read all of the how to write a story books, not because they're going to tell you how to write your story, but because they're going to tell you how to tell stories. And so then once you have an idea for a good story, you're not going to be stumped for how to write it. You're going to know how to write a story. And once you have your good story idea, you know how to make a story.
A level of expertise for that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're ready to write. You know how to write. So once you have the idea, you can write it instead of being like, I have this great idea, I just need to write it, and then you never write it.
Yeah. This is right here from the heart, isn't it? This is
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, because
I could be wrong.
To pole vault over choice paralysis.
If you never end up writing a screenplay by trying to follow my advice here, because that's what you're going to do, don't blame me.
Not your fault. That's what we learned on this week's segment. Not your fault.
It's good. It's good.
It's really good. It's going to show up.
Great.
What's cooking?
We need to figure out a way for us to know which camera is looking at us, because I've been doing camera takes with the wrong camera, and it's killing me.
Yeah, that's okay.
We should have just done one camera. I should have moved the sandwich board.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that when we discussed it briefly?
We did.
It could be a thing.
Could have been good.
But see, now we have multifaceted, beautiful camera angles that we can spin on a dime at any minute.
It is.
Reinforce what we're saying.
So what's the song
stylistic
that goes behind the montage of your week?
All right. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I've been listening to?
What have you been listening to?
Lately?
Yeah.
The Mountain Goats.
The Mountain Goats.
The Mountain Goats, who I've liked for a while. and
Wait, hold on. Ask the
decided
question
to
again.
dip back in. You know who I've been listening to a lot lately?
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
As a matter of fact, welcome to the next subject. You wanna jump into
I
the next
figured we'd
topic.
wait until
Let's
Nate's
do
here
it.
to do book club,
Let's
but
do
I
it.
was just wondering.
I thought
if you'd
Nate
listened.
wasn't coming.
He's not coming tonight.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So I thought
that
we-
works.
Yeah, we didn't do book
Yeah.
club last week. We can postpone. We
throw
can have
it
book
forward.
club be a special when the three of us are here segment.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
You want to promote it just now? Just
Oh
in
yeah.
case?
Anybody at home that wasn't here 2 weeks ago when we announced that we were going to do this, our book club that's actually music album club. The album for the next time that me, Nate, and McKinley are all in the same room is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. If you search Big Bad Voodoo Daddy into Spotify, it will give you Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And if you look at discography and go to the very first album, it will be Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Nice.
Say it one more time.
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Okay.
Say the initials.
BBVD.
Say the 4 words backwards in reverse order.
Daddy Voodoo Bad Big.
Nice. Good job. This is our show. We've done it. We've summoned Big
Your
Bad
mic-
Voodoo Daddy.
Your mic stand is
through that thing.
precariously situated on the.
I'm working it.
Yeah,
but
just okay. That should be
it's-
good. Just
on a
I'm
constant
telling you,
push
just
and
every
pull with
time
the
that you move
universe.
it, just have your hand here holding it steady so that you.
That's
can
good. That's a good
move it
idea.
on the-
We'll keep that on. Live and in mind, I guess now is a good a time to talk about it as any.
Yeah, have you been listening to it? At all?
I tried to find it on YouTube.
Let's not get too. Oh,
initially.
yeah. Did you find it on YouTube?
No sign of the album on YouTube. I've
Okay.
actually searched like up and down through a couple different catalogs and all that
Interesting.
because I don't have Spotify Premium. So
Right, yeah.
if I were to go
It's
listen,
hard to listen to anything.
yeah, to listen
specific.
to an album in order multiple times, you're gonna want YouTube.
Right.
Or a CD.
YouTube
I guess
music
I'm
or
buying a
something.
CD.
You might have trouble finding the
Yeah.
CD to buy. Maybe look at Google Music. I think Google Play Music might have an
Might
easier
work.
free
Might work.
version that they would give you what you
Yeah.
need.
Something else I thought of during the week
Yeah.
that I assume would sort of come up on the segment, but
Okay.
now that the segment is delayed, we can talk about it now
Right.
and then get a better segment later.
Sounds good.
Something else I thought about as the week went on was the added stipulation, which I don't think we discussed last time, that none of us have heard the album. And while
that
I don't,
somebody is suggesting
Yeah.
one person has to have heard the album.
well, yeah,
The person suggesting.
the person
it.
suggesting it,
But the other two
has-
can't have
yeah,
listened to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I like that
I'm
stipulation. Has to be something that your friends haven't heard that you're saying, go listen to this and tell me
Right.
what you thought.
And I've listened to a couple of their other albums. And I
Big
was
Bad
like,
Voodoo?
Yeah, Big
You're
Bad Voodoo.
familiar
I
with
am
the band?
familiar with their
That's
work
awesome.
and their
That's cool.
catalog
Yeah.
from my youth.
Cool. Yeah,
it's
same.
pretty
Same.
sweet.
Yeah, it was.
Sweet.
It was I think it was a compilation, a greatest hits compilation that was given to my dad by my grandpa, being like, "Oh, listen to this if you want to know good music." And he had recently procured a poster for Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Oh.
It was It was a really cool poster, and I was like 5 or 6, and it was the weird art and just looked really crazy. And we were listening to it on the drive home from my grandparents' house, which was like an hour and a half drive. And so it's nighttime. It's dark outside the car. We're listening to this album of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's music that you know the general style of, and anybody at home can look them up and find the general style of. And
Taylor
I'm just
says
a
it's
kid
on
who's
Apple
Jazz.
Music.
It's on what?
Apple Music.
It's on Apple Music.
Thanks, Taylor.
That's cool. But yeah, and so I'm just a 6-year-old kid in the back of a car with my eyes closed with just distortions of that original poster contorting in my mind to these songs by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. And it was a very interesting, it was just something that kind of stuck with me in my head. And I
Nice.
hadn't listened to him for years before I thought that popped into my head to suggest for the book club.
Really?
And so I was like, yeah, I hadn't listened to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy since... I think since I was like 10 or something before I recommended it a couple weeks ago.
cool.
And so yeah,
Wow.
went back into Spotify, looked them
no
up,
idea.
found them, and yeah, listened through their first couple albums again. And I was like, oh, this is good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. What
So-
was the thing you were going to say?
You hadn't.
I
Sorry,
went off
I'm
on a tangent,
interviewing
I'm
you.
sorry. Yeah.
You hadn't listened to it before. Sorry, you had re-listened just before you had recommended it.
Not just before I recommended
Okay,
it. I
so we
recommended
were all
it,
going
and
to
then I
dive
went and
into this
re-listened
kind
it.
of simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
Please look forward to the next time Nate has Nate is making an appearance on the show because we'll have a time of it.
It'll be good.
Yeah, Book Club Mark II. This time we're all here.
Right.
We gotta start a group chat or something.
We do.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are.
Here we are. What's
We're
the
doing
song
segments.
for your week montage?
The Mountain Goats.
The Mountain
I've
Goats.
been listening
What
to a
song
lot of
by
the Mountain Goats this year.
This year?
It's called This
Called
Year.
This Year. Nice, because it's a New Year's week.
It's,
Okay, nice.
the week of New Year's. I've
Cool.
found out that a lot of other people are.
What's your
are into
favorite
this
line from the
this
song,
year.
and then what line of that song most aptly describes your week?
Okay. Now this, I don't know. Let's look at the
Okay.
lyrics. Let's find out. The one I always remember is the first lyric.
I had to cheat at my game, and he's just playing it wrong. We can't do anything.
Okay.
You don't know
explain
this
it.
song?
Explain.
Do you know this song?
No, I know my favorite lyric of the song, but I want
Okay,
to look
cool.
through them all
Okay,
to see
fair
which
enough
one
to
is the
look which
most
one-
apt.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You're not doing it wrong.
What do you
then.
say?
That's fine. I
What
thought
is this
that you had, like,
objection
picked
deep from your
I thought that you
heart?
were like, oh, this song says This Year, and it's by this band that I like. There's got to be something here.
Yeah,
So,
well,
yeah,
it's
no,
like
that's not the
the-
case, and you know the song. Let's start with your favorite lyric. What's your
I
favorite
like
lyric?
this song. The one I always think of, the one I always
Yeah.
remember, I broke free on a Saturday morning. That's the very first line of it, which
Nice.
is kind of ironic because it's supposed to be about my week, I guess. So I couldn't really.
And your week doesn't sound like you were very free.
Doesn't sound like it started on a
Sounds
Saturday
like your
morning
week
either.
on a Saturday morning involved being roped into other people's things.
It's evening, Taylor.
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
this wasn't the only thing you were roped into, is what
Yeah,
I was
there's
saying.
Stuff going on.
Sounds like
there's
being
adventures.
roped into other people's things was a pattern of your Saturday, not breaking free.
Interesting.
That's all I meant.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So a particularly
Pattern of two, but whatever.
an omen's still an omen.
Not a
The
pattern.
first line about my thing. Whatever. I was trying to look through these lyrics.
Yeah, which
I was
lyric
not
do you
paying
think
any
is
attention.
the best describing it?
Good question. So my week's obviously been a little bit all over the map,
Right.
as happens when you try and condense 7 days into one thing.
Yeah.
But I did have a particularly powerful conversation, like I imagine a lot of people have this week, with someone about the symbol of New Year's.
Okay.
The idea of 2020 dying and 2021 rolling over and
Right.
I'm sure you
Right, yeah, it's a
you
thing.
have words on this. It's a thing. So yeah, no, I had a particularly good conversation about that, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
when I think of a good song for a montage, I think of something. I'm going off on my side
Go
tangent,
ahead.
but I think of something that has to work on multiple levels. This
Yeah.
is my filmmaker brain
Right.
kicking into action.
Yeah.
But like, I'm always interested in the text and this idea of the meta text, that
Yeah.
like what the art is the artist about, what the art is
Yeah.
the artist's art about, and like all that kind of thing going on. And so there's these additional like after I had this particularly great pulling conversation about, you know, a story of symbols and New Year's and whatever. Here's Jonathan Darnielle of the Mountain Goats right there on Twitter with "I'll tell you a story about New Year's," and he launches into this whole thread that, you know, I don't need to repeat
Okay.
verbatim or anything. Oh, look at Twitter. I don't know what am I doing.
What's his name? What's his at? What's
He's
his
I think he's
sign?
just at the Mountain Goats.
At the Mountain Goats.
Let's see.
Go look at the Mountain Goats and find that. I'll tell you a story
Yeah.
about New Year's if you want to know
Yeah.
that thread.
Or find my profile because I retweeted it.
Okay.
Mountain underscore
That's how I'll
goats.
find
Mountain underscore goats.
at Mountain underscore Goats.
Yeah, they're cool. It's a good artist.
So I broke free
Good
on a
artist.
Saturday morning is your favorite lyric. What lyric do you think most aptly sums your week?
Time to look at
I know,
the
yeah.
list of lyrics again. Yeah.
Just trying to keep you on
We'll
track
figure this
here.
out. Yeah.
Keep putting your phone down.
Yeah,
I'm like,
me
did he
and
find
this-
it or
this
did he
track.
not?
Well, I'm resigning back and forth between what I need to be doing because hypothetically I'm answering these stipulated questions by you. I'm doing whatever
Well, you
thing
can
I
answer
should
the
actually be
questions
doing
first
with
and then
you,
you can say whatever
and
you
I'm like
want.
telling a separate story about
You can
a
do
cool
both things.
thing that I felt.
Right. Well,
But they're all pulling in separate directions, so let's just figure this out.
Answer the question out of the way, and then we can go on your tangent.
I
about
played
the-
video games in a drunken haze. There you go. That's my week, everybody.
That's your week.
That's
Playing
a
video games in
real
a drunken
lyric
haze.
there. That's a real week. That's
Okay.
it. No, I'm just kidding. What do we got here? I read the first thing that came on, and I thought it'd be
Doing
kind
a
of fitting
camera
and funny.
take.
What I said, he's
Making
doing a
sure I'm
thing.
doing it at both
Doing a
cameras.
thing, man. Do you have both cameras? I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. So yeah, this has been
That's fun.
vaguely anthemed here. There will be feasting and dancing in Jerusalem next year.
Interesting.
Okay, sure. That's pretty good. That works.
Why do you
Whatever.
think that sums up your week?
'Cause
Okay, so our next segment.
Because, as I said earlier, I I'm forced to distill a lot of separate events down into one thing. So I kind of picked one center of it to be the capital of the week, essentially. Not the. Why do you want to get so deep into the minutia of what the question is that we're asking? But then when I actually start to do it, it's kind of
it's great. It's great.
I'm trying to be adaptable. I'll be totally frank with you. I'm trying to go to whatever mutual understanding we think your show should be, and that's hopefully what I'm leaning toward, is something that just analyzes the weird granular philosophical levels of what we were asking about in the first place.
Interesting. Fair enough. So
again, I can only guess
the capital of your week,
rather than the it's been in a blender median of every feeling and event from a whole week,
right,
into a same continuous color. I'm like, let's pick the event from the week and hone in on that. And it's about renewal, and it's about start of the new year, and you got a new thing, and you do a new thing, and
Go to Jerusalem over the new year.
Go to Jerusalem. You kick it off. There's a surprising number of crossover in this. Surprising amount of crossover in this conversation that I had, and the these lyrics, like, guess, because I'm comparing it to this religious thing. I'm talking about symbols and how the symbol is the thing, and it doesn't. Time is just a dumb human construct, somebody says. And I'm like, yeah, but so's human. And we do pretty good with that one. It has its use. It has its beauty.
Right.
We have a symbol of a new year. Mm-hmm. And without being too reductionist or whatever, it can mean something to you. And it meant something to this person. And what am I talking about right now?
You're talking about your week.
It's good. It was one specific good time from my week, which I feel is, as always, a more appropriate thing to get into on stream.
Speaking of the new year, then, do you have any New Year's resolutions? You got any New Year's resolutions?
Well, it is the 2nd.
Yeah.
So I suppose I don't.
Okay, cool.
Well, I may well be sleeping on them.
Yeah, I don't either. And so I made a Facebook post saying, hey, anybody have any New Year's resolution suggestions?
That's good.
Intending to roast them on my live stream. Because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions.
It wasn't that bad advice Facebook page you follow.
Well, I'm telling a story. Get off my back. Why do you have so many specific questions you're trying to railroad me on? Rude. No, so I made that post, and 15 minutes went by, and nothing had happened to it. And being a early 20s, pretentious, dramatic, young person, I felt a little miffed that nobody cared about me, and nobody thought that it was important that I have any New Year's resolutions. So I went over to this group that I've mentioned I'm a part of in the Facebooks. Called a group where we give terrible advice. And
have you discussed this group on the show before?
I mentioned it to you at least once. Mm-hmm. The last time that Nate was on that episode, I said something about it. Yeah, I think on stream. We can roll back the tapes, and maybe I'm wrong, but I know that I said something about it to somebody that day.
Right.
I think somewhere. I know that somewhere on the stream I've said something about it.
Yeah.
I think it was that episode. Anyways, so I go on to this group called a group where we give terrible advice on Facebook. This is the first time I've ever asked the group anything. I hang out in the comments and giving other people terrible advice.
Yeah, you like to catch them as they
I like to see. I use it in the most unhealthy way. I give my advice, and then I watch the comments, and I see how well my comment did versus all the other comments. It's the worst thing you can do on social media ever.
Yeah, but try to measure yourself via electronic applause.
Also, I'm just trying to see if I get any better. I want to see if the longer I do this, if I'll start getting a better or worse response.
Because you are playing to a set crowd,
exactly.
Correct? It's closed
dynamic.
audience.
There's a lot of new members all the time, and people leave, and so it's like going to since we can't go to comedy clubs or anything, and since there's only one comedy club in Kansas, and we can't go to it right now. I don't know if we can go to it because the point is I don't go to it.
It would be irresponsible.
Sure. I guess it would. But yeah, unless they all have, I'm sure there could be measures that are being taken. There's comedy clubs around that are doing weird socially distanced things that people complain about. But anyways,
Do they complain about them in observational comedy?
maybe I don't
At a
know.
comedy
I don't
club?
know. I haven't seen
That'd
any
be cool.
comedians doing COVID jokes. Thank God.
Thank God.
But the closest the next best thing is you go on these Facebook groups that are obviously comedic, and you hang out with the other people trying to be funny, and you try to be funny, and you see what happens. But anyway, I asked for a bunch of suggestions, and then I started getting replies to my original Facebook post by people who love me, saying what I should make as my New Year's resolutions, and then I also got answers to my question to
All
the
right.
group where we give terrible
So we have
advice. I'm
both
trying to scroll through
sincere
find it.
and wildly sarcastic
yeah, we have
suggestions for Taylor's New Year's
both. Trying
resolution.
to think.
Is this the watch Taylor get roasted show now?
Yeah, I was gonna
It could be.
put that
We'll
disclaimer
see.
on there because this presumably isn't r/roast me, where a New Year's a New Year's resolution you should take is going to be like specifically angled at you.
Right. Right. No, we're
It's not going to be like
pretty-
get a haircut.
It's we're a very friendly bunch in the group where we give terrible advice. There's a lot
That's
of
great.
talk of people fucking people's fathers, but other than that, it's always saying. But we're never saying, "Hey, I fucked your dad." It's more, "What should I do about this?" And it's always, fuck his dad" or something like that. That's one of the things that get thrown around by all the people that can't think of something original to say. That's one of the things in the zeitgeist
A
of
meme,
that
if you
group. But
will.
yeah, it's a meme that exists within this community of if you can't think of something, go with the old standby. Trying to find
When in doubt.
I can't find. There needs to be a better system for finding posts that you've made
Yeah, how many? You go to your profile, right?
in a group. Well, you can't find it in your. I can find the original. I can find the sincere status.
find
I
the-
can find the. So we'll start with that.
We'll
start with
That'd
that.
be Cool. Why not?
8 comments. Hey, from Taylor D in the comment section on YouTube. They also
Awesome.
made a comment
You're
on my.
in the live story that you're watching
so,
right now.
there's was I believe one of the first ones to roll in. Also, their comment was New Year's resolution. Quit making New Year's resolutions. Pretty straightforward.
I could
pretty
keep that
doable.
promise for a year.
Yeah, there you go.
works.
He's already on it. One of us did that.
So I don't know if it helps. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you go to your group thing and just hit the search thing at the top, you can find your specific stuff. That
Oh,
you've
that's
done.
perfect. Thank you so much for figuring that out. So that once
Haley
we're done
in
with
the
this, we'll
booth.
be able to get
Haley
to the
in the
next thing.
booth.
Awesome.
The show's on rails.
Special thanks to Haley for keeping us on rails
What's up?
in a good way,
and
though.
letting us know when the stream is melting down and all the good stuff, all the important things. It's good. It's good. And running cameras and managing chat. Thanks for being the MVP this week.
Just say thanks for existing. You know?
Yeah, my sister commented, dance more. We already went over. That's not going to happen. I don't dance because I hate looking like an idiot. Another person said one of mine is to go to sleep on time more. I felt very called out by that. Rough. But nice of them to, because I mean they're being honest. They're sharing what they're resolving, and that's cool. That's something we should all be doing a bit more.
Worth
is
something.
being open about our own shortcomings and determinations to improve. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
As is only fair.
Yeah. My mom commented bullet journaling. Bullet journaling is, you can Google bullet journaling. I'm going to do a terrible job of explaining it if I try to explain it, but it's worthwhile. I haven't done it yet. I have been intending to try to maybe start doing it for the last 6 months, and I still haven't done it.
Interesting.
My mom makes bullet journals and sells them on Etsy.
Hey, so does mine. Our
We are
parents
the lost
enemies.
generation.
It's good. I'm going to be advertising my mom's journals that she makes on the show at some point.
Sweet.
As soon
Run ad
as
breaks.
they're
Let's
ready.
go.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Sincere, unironic ad breaks.
It's going to be good. And then another old friend posted, be more actively mindful in my thoughts, talk back to myself more. Those were those two.
Talk back to myself. More.
Pretentious.
What are you thinking of that?
But
As
good
are
advice.
all your old
But good
friends,
advice.
I
And
think
so am
you'll
I.
find.
Exactly. Yeah. So
That's
it's the
funny.
most apt
That's funny.
to apply to me. It was good. It was good though. So yeah, those are some New Year's resolution suggestions.
That's cool.
Yeah, those are some by people that actually care about me.
Yeah,
and
this is a good
have
segment.
my best interest in mind.
We should-
Now
we
let's
should-
go over to my.
Call that segment something.
People who
We
love
should
me.
call it people who actually care about me and have my best interest in mind. ... What?
Yeah, something like that. Let's go to groups.
What's with you?
Yeah. My groups.
What you doing?
Oh, there it is. Group where we give terrible advice. Go to the search and your group
name?
activity.
I believe.
Okay. Okay, so I posted in there, now hearing pitches for New Year's resolutions. Which weirdly got 3 likes and 1 heart. What?
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
Why would you like? I don't know
You gotta
why.
trade in
yeah,
currencies.
it's made
This
for-
must be
why are we
particularly
liking posts? I don't know.
disturbing for you, who self-identified as a high scorer, trying to rank.
No, I don't
output
understand.
for
Yeah,
comments.
I don't even understand
So now it'd be
why.
like,
Why are we ranking?
Is it
posts?
3 thumbs to a heart? Is it what's
No,
the
I don't
conversion
know.
rate?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we're liking the questions instead of just judging the answers. What's going on?
If you like the questions, then it'll allow you to follow the post, so you'll see when other people post.
Well, if you
in it.
comment on the post, you'll also get notifications on what happens to it. So just answer the
It's true.
question.
A lot of people will comment following. Just say that they're following it.
Right. So do that.
You
Anyway,
heard 'em, guys.
so I got 26 answers. Or no, I didn't. I got
Wow.
26 comments.
Wow,
So I
all
guess
right.
but some are comments on comments,
Replies
and so
to
it's
each
not
other,
the amount
yeah.
of answers. We got focus on yourself. This is all supposed to be terrible advice, by the way.
Terrible advice.
So
over
somebody
the
thought
new-
that would be legitimate terrible
Focus
advice.
on yourself.
Focus on yourself, which I like because that's a good. One of the themes of this show is narcissism, and I like that as a.
Yeah.
As a
You think
as
it's terrible advice for Taylor 2021?
yeah. What's a New Year's resolution that Taylor should make? Focus on himself. That's good.
Well, Taylor says my biggest New Year's resolution is to actually remember things.
Hey, that's a great resolution. As somebody who is fixated on memory as such, that's
Surely.
I respect that.
As someone who has given up on trying to remember anything, I also respect that. I'm just not about it.
David Reichman comments 1024 by 768 as a New Year's resolution.
You get points.
Do meth.
You get internet.
Joe
points.
Mans. No, again, I can't do things that look stupid. I have a
Joe
weird
Mans.
gag reflex against it.
Amazing.
Also
Amazing.
bad for you.
One of those-
In that order.
One of those drugs that would look bad doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a delicate public image to maintain.
Right. I can't afford to look any more like an idiot. I really can't.
Let me know when you have a free moment, and I can ask
Okay.
you guys a random question.
Okay. So we'll do a couple more of the
Yeah.
greatest hits of this, and then
Yeah.
we'll get to your question. Keep it in mind.
Get through 26 of them.
Don't forget it.
I won't.
Someone under that said become a drug dealer, sell meth. Again, that's a lot of effort. Get COVID. I've been trying. Nobody wants to give it to me. It's upsetting.
You got the bonus, right? You got the idea.
I should. Yeah, I made it through the
There
end
we
of the
go.
year and I didn't get COVID, so my work should be paying me 3 weeks of
3?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
3
That's
weeks
great.
of regular pay.
That's great.
At some point, I still don't know when I'll get that. I'm going to be harping on my supervisors for the next month.
Have you gotten the stimulus yet?
Yeah, I got my stimulus.
Nice. Me too.
Did you get yours?
We're killing it.
We're all getting it.
Mine's in limbo.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
We've got. Okay, so this one, we got an answer to my question. Now hearing pitches for New Year's resolutions. My nephew, this is Kayla Daniels.
Should you be doing this?
There's a lot of Kayla Daniels
All
out
right, let's
there.
go.
This
That's
is the one. In
presumably
the
a lot of
group.
Joe Mans.
If you're also in the group, you're only
Yeah.
going to know it's this one.
You'll
If you're
find
also
the
in the group, and if you're also in the group, you already know who she
You
is. My nephew wants to become a Pokemon champion or an actual Pokemon, so I'm kind of keen to see how that turns out. Thanks.
That's that belongs on the sincere
Weird
timeline.
life update. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Strange.
That's like, let's talk about our New Year's resolutions.
Here's one that's close to the fuck their dad answer. We got Sophie Gatto coming in with
Mr.
they've
Roboto.
got several. Is multi-parted.
Oh,
got,
yeah. This is a laundry list of New Year's resolutions.
They've got a laundry list of New Year's resolutions. This will be the last one.
here we go.
Maybe.
Sophie, crush it. Knock it out of the park.
Sophie says, "Stop shitting on the bedroom carpet.
Good start.
Stop crying for no reason. Parentheses. You got told your shoes are on the wrong feet, and now you're having an existential crisis. Next one, stop
feeling
laughing.
that.
Stop laughing yourself to sleep. Parentheses, it's very irritating to others. Wash the
a good
dishes
phrase.
properly.
Get that in there.
Ouch.
How does she know you?
Ouch.
Yeah, how'd you know about your shit on the floor?
Ouch. Yeah, the shit on the floor, that can be clean, but those dishes, that one hurt. Keep-
that is awfully personal.
Yeah. Keep being perfect, ... and drink more water. You're kind of all over the place with
All
these. I'm
right.
starting to lose the thread.
Yeah, your character.
Oh, that was the
is
last
degrading.
one. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, these
And
are
drink
the
more
resolutions
water.
I have made up for my family. Some may be useful for you. That one kind of brings it around. So it's like, okay, this is a fun joke again.
Yeah.
Oh, there was an OOC, which stands for out of character. That's when the group, if you want to
Break
give
sarcasm.
honest, yeah, if
essentially.
you want to give honest advice.
Okay,
somebody posted OOC, : stop smoking and acquire a harem of femboys.
Wow.
That was
All in the same breath.
all in the same breath. Yeah, because you have better lung capacity because you've quit smoking. It's good. Yeah, so that's the both worlds of asking for New Year's resolutions and not taking any of them.
Yeah, this is great. You get to plug
It's a
your
new year.
Facebook page. I get to plug one Twitter thread.
Yeah, if you want to be invited
We get to just
the
talk about stuff.
if you want to be invited to the group, a group where we give terrible advice on Facebook, email me at prettygoodenougghpodcast@gmail.com, giving
good.
me the name that I can find you on Facebook. I'll make sure you're not a stalker, and so long as you're not, I'll send you a friend request, and I'll invite you to the group.
That's good. You got to vet them.
Well,
You
yeah,
gotta be
you can't just say,
stalker-proof.
let's be Facebook friends to the entire internet.
Okay.
Random question time.
Random
you
question
ready
time.
for my
yeah,
random
yeah.
question?
Haley has a random question.
Wow, that was a lot of excitement for something that's probably not going to be that exciting.
What you got? Oh, pins and needles.
So I like to scroll through memes during this. I'm sure
Yeah.
you are all well aware. 'Cause,
Always.
You know. And, you know, you see those things that are like reblog this and then it has some kind of like threat, you know. And it's a picture of a turtle eating mashed potatoes, and it says, reblog this or you'll have bad luck for 44 days and 12 nights. I don't even know where to begin. Do you get to pick the nights? Like,
I like that.
it's so specific.
That one is
good.
pretty great.
Well, 12 is an archetypal number, according to Carl Jung. Yeah, it's you have 12 months of the year, 12 disciples, 12 commandments. You have 12 seasons. There's 12 days in the Chinese week. There's 12 chess pieces. There's 12 unique pieces in a chess side.
12 days of New Year.
12 days of Christmas. Yeah, that's
No,
a real
New
one. 12 days of the New Year. Also,
man.
12 days of Christmas.
This
There's
figures.
12
This
hours
figures.
in a
Cycle.
single. Yeah, it's a weird patterning
Wow.
number.
How about that?
Yeah.
Welcome to our show where we read the text of exactly one meme and then read into the granular philosophical understanding of what it could represent.
Yeah.
12 is an archetypal number.
It
Where are
is.
we going
Yeah,
with this?
12, 4, 3, and 7. All
Uh-huh.
archetypal numbers.
Works.
Yeah.
Not 1.
No.
No.
Technically, probably. I mean, every number is probably archetypal if you think about it long enough, because you'll be able to find a pattern. But it's not as patterny as the others.
Yeah. Well, it's harder to recognize as a number, isn't it?
It's harder to be.
It's even in our
patterny as
language.
A pattern of ones. Because there's a lot of ones, but once
Exactly. So it's the
good.
greatest archetype.
Well, but is it though? There are a lot of. I mean, what's pitch
Anyway.
me one as an archetypal.
Anyway,
number.
I
Give
thought that reblog for good luck thing was tired out, but it found a way to make me laugh
I
again.
like that one. Yeah,
That one was real good.
that one's real good.
Mm-hmm.
That one's rememeable, you could say.
It's possible.
Yeah,
I have a question for you too. I have a random question.
Okay.
A 3, I guess you could say.
perfect. Archetypal.
It's one of them. It's one of them archetypal numbers. I love this. I love this.
What are your questions?
Okay. So, you allocated seating,
Okay.
right?
Allocated seating.
You rigidly
you mean
applied
for the show. I
yes.
decided where everyone was going to sit. Yeah, I did.
You established it as an imposed rule
Yeah.
of sorts. Yes,
for reasons.
you allocated mugs.
Yeah.
One of these is my mug, and one of these is your mug.
Yes.
Right. That is an imposed rule
it
upon
is.
your show.
Well, on this episode,
Established
I've
up
got
front.
more Star Wars mugs than just these 3, and so
All right.
we can swap out.
That'll
it's going to be
happen.
good. Yeah.
Okay. Also true.
There will always be reasons.
You also established a rule
Okay, what rule?
that this side of the mug is not to face the camera.
Yes, I did because
Oh,
I
I just
wanted
broke the rule.
art.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
I
There we
wanted
go.
the
There we
art to
go.
face the
Yeah,
camera.
the art would
not
face the camera
Star Wars text,
rather
which
than
is
the
blurring.
logos.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, to provide a little visual flair to this
Yeah,
otherwise
'cause we got
wall
a blank
area.
wall. Yeah. I didn't hang my gift from my girlfriend of a beautiful Mandalorian.
That was in the background
canvas.
last time,
Yeah,
last week.
It was good.
That's so cool.
And I wanted to put it in the background here, but I couldn't find any command strips. That's a callback.
The only way to hang. Anyway,
Yeah.
you've set up a confusing and elaborate system by which the handles face
It
each
is
other.
unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I wish that the art was on the other side of the mug so that we could hold them like this, but it's just not the way.
It's just not the way.
Thanks.
You have applied a system by which to drink out of a mug typically
Right.
would be to break one of 3 rules at least.
It is.
It's like the fox and the grain and the hen. It's a brain teaser.
I did
to try
it.
and find an orientation that is comfortable,
Right.
but still conforms to me on stage right.
Right.
By all means.
It doesn't matter whether you're on stage right or stage left. You're still going to be holding the mug the same way because, look, I'm on the other side and I still have to hold mine wrong.
Yeah, but if we swap seats, we'd be okay.
Shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate that Star Wars made their mugs that way.
Yeah.
Get on your shit, Star
Time
Wars.
for them to change. Star Wars, just stop. You're too stuck in your ways, too inflexible about things that
No,
should.
the last time that they said that, the movies got worse and worse.
1999?
No.
Yeah.
2012, 2014? Was it 2014? I think it was 2014.
Whatever. It's a topic from 2014 too.
They weren't trying to reinvent the wheel with the prequels. They were just trying to write prequels for money.
Could be.
It was different. It was a different flaw.
Yeah, they've been seen as ambitious in hindsight, though.
I do, yeah.
In a
I'm
way
starting
that
to soften
suggests
to that.
rethinking.
I enjoy Revenge of the Sith now that I can watch the supercut that's edited in with the 4-part finale to Clone Wars. I have that.
Yeah. Where is
Have
that
it now.
available?
You have to direct message a dude on Twitter,
Nice.
and he sends you a link to a Google Cloud thing, and then you download it from Google
I
Cloud.
found some things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. It finally gets the old.
It's Madman's Knowledge on Twitter. If you want the special
Whoa,
cut of
all
Revenge
right.
of the Sith,
Forget
with,
that. We're giving you the passwords.
4-part finale of the Clone Wars.
great.
Direct message at Madman's Knowledge, and he will send you a link. I think maybe still. I found it on a YouTube video, and the YouTube video told me to message him on Twitter, and then I messaged him on Twitter, and he said,
or
"I'm sending the links
they
to."
could message Taylor on Twitter,
Google.
and Taylor will send you the link.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't
I
distribute.
want
it
Madman's Knowledge to
outside
get
of-
credit for
Yeah.
all the hard work that he did doing a fan edit of Revenge of the Sith. It's beautiful. It's very well done.
Good.
Yeah.
It's on your computer someplace.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's good. We're all gonna watch
So
it.
it's
at some point.
saved.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
That's-
it. I'm
that's
gonna
cool.
Gather the troops, and we're all gonna watch Star Wars. It's so long. It's
Go
gonna have to
back.
be a different day than when we all binge season 2 of Mando.
Yeah, that's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Okay,
I
great.
tried to do it once, and I got backlash from family members who refused to come, and I want them to be there. So I'm holding off to see if I can try again, and if they don't come on the second reschedule, I'll just say fuck it and
And fire
invite my friends
everyone,
over. Yeah, but I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, that is. We'll see how that pans out.
Yeah,
you
we'll
know?
see.
At
We'll
some
see.
point, it'll happen.
It'll be good. It'll
That's
be
cool.
good.
That's cool.
Watch parties are good. Never stop having watch parties, folks.
The quintessential.
They're nostalgic at this point. almost depressingly. Yeah. You had what was your question? You didn't ask me a question. You said you had a question.
I asked you
had
3
three
questions
You
in the
said
form
you
of
had
an
3 questions,
interrogation.
And then you told me I had made 3 rules.
Yes. Yeah.
Those weren't questions.
It's in the manner of a persecuting lawyer.
Okay,
Mr.
so you
Swilling,
didn't have
is
any
it
questions.
correct?
Okay, yes, I made those 3 rules. Okay, fair enough. I thought that
you
were going-
stipulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I it's unfortunate that the handles are on the wrong sides of the cups.
That's kind of
But I
funny.
had infrastructure over on this side that I wanted to be able to access, and so I had to sit over here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Motivation behind all things, presumably.
Yep.
One would think.
What do we got?
You want to jump in for a regular topic, regular segment? McKinley asks you something about himself.
Sure.
That's gonna go great, right? That's gonna work.
Sounds good.
You know, it's something from earlier in my week, actually.
Okay.
How about that?
Nice.
How about that? There was a conversation, and I only thought of this because you were playing ukulele just
Okay.
before the stream got started. Yeah. Actually, and you know what happened immediately after that is I picked up the ukulele and I started plucking strings, and then you said, nice. And then I set it down, and I realized that earlier in the week, the question had been raised, and Haley, I believe, was there for that. And I don't play either. So am I a guitar person or a ukulele person?
You're
You
more a
happen to play
ukulele
both.
person than you are a guitar person. But
Okay.
I wouldn't say that you're either.
Okay, don't qualify as either. Wild. Yeah, no, this is legitimately just I wanted your advice more than anything.
If you're asking which instrument you should
Trained in
learn,
both.
I'll tell you guitar. Because if you can
Oh.
play guitar, you can play ukulele with 16 minutes spent on Google. But if you learn to play ukulele, it's not really going to help you learn to play guitar.
Interesting. Not
So
backward
if you're
compatible
picking
in that way.
an instrument to learn, get an electric guitar. That's my advice.
Cool. And we were talking earlier today about those. Yeah. I guess I have been eyeing those little portable.
Because you can play
numbers.
chords on them, and
Those
they're
are cool.
more conducive to playing melody. And the strings are more forgiving to your fingers, and so if you're a new player, you'll be able to play. You'll be able to practice for longer, sooner, without punishment, which is a
Got the calluses,
roadblock
the
with acoustic
bleeding.
guitar, because you're dealing with the thicker steel strings that are more resistant. And
As played by Jonathan Darnielle
Yeah.
of the Mountain Goats,
Yeah. And
whose
the necks
fingers
are a
bled
little-
on stage.
Yep, they'll do that.
It'll happen.
Yep,
He
happens.
loves it.
It's
And
archetypal.
I love it too. It's a sacrifice to,
Yep.
what you're chasing.
I'm redeveloping
You're
my
attempting
calluses
to
now
reach.
because I've been playing guitar more
Nice.
often recently. And
Nice.
at first I picked up my guitar and I played for a little bit, and then I decided, okay, I need to start playing more frequently because I had lost my calluses, and it was a very strange moment to be like,
Felt
oh, I
different, I'm
can't
sure.
play guitar anymore
That's
without
funny.
paying a price.
That's funny. Not from lack of talent. that
Right,
has
yeah, because I
faded
was
over time.
playing.
Not
Yeah,
from
I was
lack of
able to play
skill.
the songs after a couple seconds,
But
but then
physically, your
after like
fingers
an
are
hour,
underprepared.
my hands started hurting, and one of my fingers was bleeding, and I was like, "This isn't acceptable." But I'd say get an electric if you're actually considering. If I was asked, "Are you a guitar guy or a ukulele guy?" and I had to pick one, I'd say you're a ukulele guy. That said, if you're thinking of an instrument to learn, electric guitar.
Learn to play. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But yeah, that's been our segment of McKinley asks Taylor a question about himself.
Good advice. Now,
Yes.
McKinley is going to ask Taylor a question about himself. I'm gonna get into this, okay?
I can tell by your tone that himself means something different this time.
Yeah. See what I did there? You see that clever, really
See,
clever
guys,
thing that
the
I
words
did there?
didn't change.
This
The
is
tone
great.
changed, and the
The
meaning
meaning changed. You see, we're
Tone.
creating patterns and illustrating themes on a deep web of storytelling that we're pulling off here. Good times. Yeah, I just wanted to ask more about this return to the wellspring of guitar music.
Yeah.
How is it making you feel?
It's fine. It's a similar thing to looking back at old selfies of yourself or old writing. It's
Interesting.
and it came out of I wanted to start writing again. I wanted to start making things
Sweet.
again. And when you're making my writing is with the view of making visual media that has a story component to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making visual media with a story component to it, then generally you want a score or a soundtrack or music at some point.
Yeah.
And if you're
you're
creating
looking to create that.
visual media with a story, unless you want to go through a lot of annotation and keep up to date on copyright law. A good way around that is to just make your own music.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Tried
I
and
need
true.
to start making my own music again. And so
That's cool.
I've been learning more. I've been getting more into how to make produce beats and stuff in audio software. And
An
been playing
ever more
guitar
valuable
and-
skill
yeah.
in today's world.
Yeah.
Gotta know yourself some producers. That's great.
Try to be one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
I don't like networking.
Yeah, understandable. Different strokes, right?
Yeah, I'm socially jaded. So
Socially jaded, a strong double
as
feature
somebody who used to
of words.
as somebody who used to socialize recreationally and would silently socially commentate into a binder or notebook. Now I'm like, you reach a point of diminishing returns. You learn too much. You're like, ugh, this is dumb. You learn the rules to a
Yeah.
game, and eventually you want to play diagonal socialization. Instead
Yeah,
of-
very much comparable to
Yeah.
you, huh? Yeah, and indeed an art to some people.
I guess.
Some people reach a
Game.
threshold in music
Game.
where they.
game.
Fair enough. One day we'll do a podcast about the definition of a game.
I would
keep
love
saying
to.
podcast.
Every time I try to talk about games in a non-game sense, I get told to get off of topic 7 or whatever by people in the room. It's happened on 2 or 3 episodes. I'm exaggerating, but
Interesting.
But if you, I'm down for that. If you
Yeah.
want to talk about that, I've been wanting to talk
It's
about
about
that since
Minecraft.
I created a podcast.
Is it about Minecraft?
No, it's not about Minecraft.
Sorry, he got my hopes up.
Yeah, no, this is weird because it is added to the list of things like book club for album that I suggested on our previous podcast. We never did, and now that
Right.
we're doing a live stream, we do want to do.
Yeah.
Very weird headspace to occupy.
We're still doing a podcast. And now we're
Yeah, no, and I compare them constantly,
Yeah.
which makes the differences all the more notable.
insultingly. No, you're fine. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, you don't see it that way. I don't mean that in a reductionist, degrading
Sure,
way, as in we are much like our previous step in the evolution, I guess, that you're seeing it as.
Sure.
I'm not saying that we are unimproved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're moving on to a new format and new topics and new levels of expertise.
Yeah, learning
We're
how to
better
tell a
at
story,
hosting.
learning how to
We're
entertain people. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to
You gotta
say
do 10,000 things that suck, so
it's
that
a
you
big
can do
step
it
forward,
10,000
then
first thing
I'm
that's
there.
fun.
I'm there.
Sorry, this is a little random, but I have in fact decided that I like your 3-finger swiping method. It's so like clean.
I know. Yeah, no. Apple computers are beautiful. Those magic mouse pads
UI
are
seem nice.
awesome once you get the hang of
Oh,
them.
look great.
And you always hate them the first time you use them. I understand your frustration before you were starting to buy into it. And yeah, everyone goes through that.
Fuck you. I'm still not buying into it. I just like one thing
You'll
about
get there.
it.
You'll get there. You'll start to like the way that you click with them too. You'll get there. You'll end up. Yeah, you make that face, but you'll eventually like it. I'm telling you. Anyways, maybe you won't. I could be wrong.
Maybe it's just like the buttons on a smartphone.
Anyway, feel
Maybe.
free to
No matter how long you
continue. I
use
just
it.
wanted to point
I
that
don't know,
out
but
because I
Apple's
tried
got
it
it.
for the first time since you mentioned it just now, and I
Yeah.
was like, whoa.
Apple may be
good.
evil and they
It's
may
cool.
use slave labor, but they know their design.
Whack.
What?
10:20. Woo.
10:20. How about
It
that?
is getting late. It is getting late.
We are-
Did you have any other things that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. What?
Any other questions or anything?
We just browse around a little bit. See, there's nothing like crazy pressing. I think we're probably doing okay. Yeah, man. If you want to, I'll see you next week, and I'll come in
Fair enough.
piping hot. I'll come in swinging.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
Whack.
Let's see here. What?
Aggressive.
Yeah, stop hitting on me, McKinley. Full circle. Full circle.
Full
folks.
circle.
Oh no! Did you say
everyone.
that on this
What's
version, or did you say that when we had no audio?
I'm pretty sure
On
it
this
was this
version.
You
version.
said it on this
Yeah.
version. Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
It was
Full
like
circle,
now.
folks. Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle. Full circle.
Look around.
If that helps in any way, shape, or form. It's that one.
It's that one.
Just going to read through any of these, and you can say if any of them reach out to you.
Okay.
Or if you're getting fatigued, you can tell me now. Look, I'm not trying to tell you we should cut this off right now, but shut the fuck up, Taylor. And I won't take offense.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to say that within before I start actually doing this instead of talking,
I'm saying
about
we'll do one more at most. Let's read.
Well, I'm
through
just
them
going
and
to
let's see
read
what's
through
up.
everything I had on my notes app, and if you want to zoom in on anything, because I'm not even remembering all of this.
Right.
This is really weird. Okay, so I've got episode 14, first line, all caps, threads, episode 13, period, March 2017, and I don't know why.
Ooh,
I
okay.
wrote that.
Okay.
So that's
so
there.
To me,
I have
this
no idea.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
question
if
it.
you want to talk
to
about
me,
that
this
for a second.
suggests that you find something you heard on our episode 13 of our live stream
Maybe.
to be connected
I
to
guess,
something that
yeah.
was particularly potent or important during March 2017.
I'll have to take that, and throughout the week, since you did just say that you're coming back next week, and I'm going to get super pissy if you don't, because you just said that you would. We can have a falling out.
Okay.
It can be social media drama.
Play back the tape.
The fans will be...
Play back the tape and listen
choosing
for the words,
sides,
I will be here
deciding-
next week. Let's do it.
Deciding whether they're Team Taylor or Team McKinley. There'll
be
be
fun.
T-shirts. It'll be great.
Dude, that'd be fun.
And during
Let's have
that
a
week,
public
since you'll
squabble.
be back, since you said this is what this means, during the week, I'll go back, I'll listen to episode 13 and try to find what, if I can connect a thread between
from
episode
that
13 and March 2017 of my
March.
life.
I will ask, did you re-listen to episode 13 at any point during the past week?
Not during the past week, no.
Okay.
Wait, episode 13 was last week?
Last week's episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been. I think I listened to pieces of it. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I just did my quality spot check because I didn't like the episode, and so I just wanted to make sure that it uploaded properly.
Right.
Okay, so next thing, old selfies versus old writing. New line, quarter life crisis. New line, growing up. New line, growing out. New line, growing away. New line, growing close. New line, growing in. New line, growing down. New line, parenthetical, growing on. New line, growing off. End parenthetical.
Whoa.
That's
growing on, growing off in parentheses.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You are writing poetry, whether you realize it or not.
That's
Let's. Can I interject?
sure.
All right. Cool. Interesting look behind the curtain. First off, that's how a subject starts, and then it kind of makes it to.
Yeah, we've already
this
played
finished
through what it
iteration.
ended up becoming.
Yeah, we now know that there's kind of some gold in there. There's some interesting conversation.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it is probably getting closer to time to wrap this thing up, but
Fair
I
enough.
do want to throw forward specifically to the
Okay.
fated episode 15, a number that much has been made of,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? We are crossing a threshold in some form.
We're becoming a
I'll
real
let you
boy.
define how.
We're becoming a real show.
There it
After
is.
episode
There's your
13,
chosen metaphor.
We've stuck around longer than the podcasts that are fated for destruction, which means
The
if we
shows
make it
that
to
never
episode
become a real show.
15, theoretically we're going to make it past episode 15.
Forever. Yeah.
And so we have to act like it because we're a real
Yeah.
show now.
You have
so we
said
have
that
to
you've had that
become a
time to
real
mature
show. Exactly.
into the show
into
that you
what
like.
we're going to do.
Yeah. Make a design document. Make a series Bible. Make a what are they called? A list of, I don't know, goals.
Maybe. Tenants, goals.
Yeah,
a
tenants of
vision
stuff.
statement. Ugh.
Vision statement. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. That's funny. That's funny.
We should make a vision board for the studio.
Oh God, no vision boards. That was what I was. I
If
heard
you
about
want
those for
to
the first
shape the
time
future
in
into
a
something.
corporate meeting of a
Wow.
Pentecostal church.
How about that?
An Assemblies of God church, to be specific. And it was the only church government meeting at that establishment that I had been to, and it was one of the. It was a formative experience of my 12-year-old life, and it was a very revealing look behind the curtain of organized religion. It was cool. It was interesting. It was really annoying, and it was more. If I had been 8 years older, I would have been scribbling a lot of cynical things in a notebook while observing what was going on.
Yeah.
As it is, I didn't. Anyway, so there's that. We'll go on to the next. I'm just going to blow through these, and you can tell me when to stop. But
Right.
I think this is the closing segment, is me just going through my rough notes. I think I might do this every week. As just
Yeah,
the
I like
last
this.
segment.
I like
Just going
this.
through the rough cut of what I was thinking.
Join us for a glimpse into the near subconscious.
right,
As a stream of it
Yeah.
becomes
Okay.
Saturday Night
So
Live
next
stream.
block. I don't think we did this one. We did quote herd mentality, unquote. Herd is spelled H-E-A-R-D.
I had a feeling.
Herd behavior. That's herd is being spelled normally for the rest of the
interesting.
block.
Yeah.
Herd behavior, comma, but who is the herd? Question mark. We can win by definition and emotional bargaining. Period. This was a very late at night rambling thing. The little intervention that wasn't. Period. I was just being cynical about how groups can quickly how you can redefine herd mentality is just it's very easy to identify a herd anywhere by just saying everyone that's not like us, that's the herd. And it's cause for a lot of shenanigans. That's that block. Next block. Functionality relative to valued perception, period. New line, negative correlation of stakes to performance. Next block, new segment. If your week was a montage, what would the song playing
There's a lot
be
to
and
digest
why?
here.
What's your favorite line from that song? New block. Dream About Globe Theater Fire documentary. Narrated by David Tennant, being about the Globe Theater fire being a conspiracy to murder 17,000 suffragettes. That was a dream that I was having. But I woke up and I Googled whether there were a bunch of suffragettes that died in the Globe Theater fire because I was being told by David Tennant that it was a conspiracy because there was a meeting of 17,000 suffragettes in the Globe Theater when it burned down.
I like the idea that like David Tennant is a typically rational person, but he allows himself one conspiracy.
It's a documentary.
Like,
it was on BBC.
Globe
I was
Theater.
watching it on television in the dream on a couch, and it was playing on the BBC.
Globe Theater was an inside job.
It was weird. Yeah. It's
David
the British
Tennant.
9/11 was an inside job.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Suffragettes?
yeah. New
This is
blog.
wild.
Dancing robots less intimidating? Question mark.
It's good.
Goodbye The Office. Netflix. Death to 2020. Hey.
Cheers.
Power/volume buttons. Same side phone problems. That's all, folks. So we've reached that time of the show that we have to tell you all goodbye and give all of our special thanks. So I think, McKinley, would you do the honors?
It's going to be a short one. Get ready.
Well, you got to thank all the
Ready
people.
to strum. Yeah,
We
it's
do
going
have
be a
to
short
thank
one.
the appropriate parties. You've heard me outro the show. We do have to make sure we thank the right people.
Yeah, you've heard me outro the show.
Just make sure that we thank the right
I have
people.
to thank.
There is a canon. Other than that, you have total freedom.
I'm not. He's a very infamous
so
historical
long-
figure, Taylor. I'm
just
not
so
going to
long
thank
as we
him.
no, that's
no
not-
matter how much you want me to give credit.
You know what I
to
mean.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is a new tradition in the works. Thank you. Of course, your mouth is away from the microphone, so the duty is solely on me to close this thing out, unless, of course, Haley wants to lend a hand. Thank you for observing. I'm watching this camera. The Pretty Good Enough Studios Saturday Night live stream for the 2nd of January 2021, the beginning of a new year. This year is on the way out. Wake up, break free. It's Saturday morning. We'd like to thank continuously, unyieldingly, our viewers, our commenters, Taylor D down in the chat, Andy for giving us a text and letting us know that everything is catastrophically wrong so that we can get things back on the functional rails. We thank anybody who's had patience with us through complicated technical maneuvers. Of course, a huge thank you to Haley, who has kept this thing going behind the scenes, as always. Thank you to the continued extended family of Pretty Good Enough Saturday Night Live Studios. I'm really trying to cover all these bases. Nate and friends who will be joining us in the future, undoubtedly. We want to wish you a good one. We want to thank you for tuning in, either live or on the DVR playback later on down the line. Please leave us a comment if you are interested in vocalizing your thoughts on Facebook groups, Facebook comments, bad sarcastic advice, New Year's resolutions, The Mandalorian, anything else you might be interested in, or us. Talk about us. Yeah. We'll see you next time for Chess, a mature episode, and probably another montage question.
See you next week, guys.